Welcome to another episode of Reseller Evolution. I'm Scott.
And I'm Carl.
How's it going, Carl?
It's been better.
It's been better. Actually, yeah, we shouldn't start it off like that too much because we do have something we're going to open up with. Some sad news. Some people have heard. I don't know all the details yet. There's some things in the works that we'll try to. I don't know. I'll just try to be transparent here. I don't want to talk in circles. So basically, we were kind of told by a family member that had invited Adam to a pick that Chris has passed away from Chris's treasure chest.
Shocking.
And, so I have a number here where I'm going to get in touch with Chris's wife. Chris and I used to do the show together on Sunday nights back in the day, and he has since then switched jobs, which means he had a different phone number, and we kind of lost contact other than through a couple of messages through our YouTubes. So there was no reason to kind of connect through the telephone number, I guess is how to say it, Carl.
Yeah.
So anyways, I have a number now, so I'm going to get in touch and find out. This is all recent news. There is an obituary that we went to confirm all this. So, it's sad. So, I don't know. We tried to start the show off the way we normally do and then get into things, but, it's a little tough to do that with this kind of news that we're hearing. So
it's always shocking when this sort of, you just don't know. It's never expected either. And, Chris is the one who got me into all this in the first place.
Yeah.
Like when I first started thinking about reselling, and he is a Canadian reseller, and I would go to his channel and talk in the comments and start a YouTube because of Chris, really.
Well, he was very knowledgeable with eBay, and he started eBay, I think, almost from its infancy stages, right? Like he was there from the early stages of eBay. And so he was very knowledgeable and how eBay worked and the changes and all this kind of stuff. So, I don't really know what else to say. I think we're going to do, I got a few things to iron out here, but basically I'm looking to do a live show on the old YouTube channel when we used to do the Sunday night lives. That's going to be on a different channel. I think I switched it to Antiques and Profits because I switched it a couple times. I just think I switched it back.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be a couple weeks away before we get to that point. Because I just want to kind of do a little tribute honor to him as well. And I just want to make sure that it's okay with the family if we do this, and if they want to take part. And I have things I want to talk to them about first before I go too far into it.
But yes, we wanted to let people know that's happening, because often YouTube you don't hear when things happen, and he was a big part of the community, especially the Canadian community for reselling, and a lot of us got to know him and had met him. So
and you said yourself he got you into it, but I think he got a lot of people into it, right?
Sure.
Like he's I don't know how to say it. He was kind of the, I don't know, the guru.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of people went to him with questions.
Reselling on eBay.
And he did his best to answer those questions on his channel, and
he had a good pride on the channel. Like, he took pride on that channel. So
yeah.
But he was more of a thrifting type guy. He started out with the thrift stores, and when the thrift stores were at their best, like, he's been doing it that long, right? So I think he connected more with guys like you as well, right? Because you guys live in the city, so thrifting is different than here in the country and the rural areas.
Yeah,
like your thrift stores are like little mini malls, where ours is like little convenience stores. We got like I'm being serious, right? Like, if I wanted to go to any thrifting store, I'd have to drive like an hour and a half to get to anything,
Yeah.
anything good that you guys deal with. Um, but that was probably, and you can answer this too. I'm kind of digressing a little bit into the thrifting market, but that was probably the day before they had stuff behind counters and stuff, right? So you could go in there and find all sorts of stuff on the shelves. Is that correct, or was there always behind the counter stuff?
I always remember counters. I think they did because they would have had the watches and gold behind
Yeah, they
counters.
would have had gold there for sure. Yeah.
So, but the stores have changed a lot in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
But
Because I started out with yard sales. That's where I started. But I started out in a store, like in a, like not online, but in an antique, like with an
mall.
antique booth in an antique
Yeah.
mall.
Yeah.
Um,
But
so,
yeah, bring it back.
um, so I mean, as far as thrifting goes, like you and Chris would have been the guys that opened my eyes to that, right?
Yeah, it's a
Like I
relaxing way.
remember calling Chris a couple of times and say, "Holy crap, buddy! Look, this is what I got at the thrift store." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And he was
remember
just as
you.
excited about the stuff as I was at the
Yeah,
time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, um, yeah. So anyway, that was
So yeah, we're hoping to do a Sunday show, and we'll talk about some of the stories that we have about Chris and reminisce and thank him for what he did for the community. Once you talk to the family, so
yeah, yeah. And Chris Treasure Chest, if anybody wants to go check out his YouTube channel, right? I don't
yes,
know, just to know who we're talking about. So, um, I have messaged a few people that are now aware of it, which possibly that'll. And I mean, I didn't message them for this reason, but I'm sure they're going to start telling other people. So,
yes,
um, so if we do the show and probably, I don't think it'll be this Sunday. Probably 2 Sundays
no,
from now is
yeah.
my guess.
You want to give people a chance to find out too.
Yeah, and then that'll do that. You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
sure. So, anyways, sad news. It's too bad, but
Shocking. So young too, under 60. So
yeah, under 60. So, yeah. So, anyway, we'll talk more about that, I guess, on the Sunday show. If you have any
yeah,
questions, let us know. And we can just go from there next week. So,
sounds good.
all right. So, anyway, outside of that, because we just found out yesterday, so like we're still kind of shocked, like kind of late in yesterday. So it's not even been
Yeah,
24 hours.
yeah. I mean, thinking about it constantly is
Even though he passed away October 31st, which was Halloween, we just found out yesterday.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So, yeah. So it's one of those things that we don't even really have all the information or know how. Like it
Or
almost
processed it. I'm
surreal
still
to the
thinking
point.
about it. Right?
Yeah, it's like
It's like
I had to look on the obituary a couple of times just to make it true. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It doesn't seem real. So anyway, we'll go
Yeah.
from there.
We'll
See
go
what
from
happens.
there, and yeah, he'll be missed. And
Definitely.
if anyone has comments about any thoughts about Chris, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and we'll accumulate those for the show if and when we do one.
Yeah. All right, Carl. So outside of that, how was your week?
It was okay. I can't complain. I had a couple experiences. So one is, remember that sale I had to United States for the magazines, and I
Yep.
said there's going to be no tariffs. So that went through, no problem. They got them, no tariffs, and it didn't even spend. I didn't track the package until it arrived,
Yeah.
and it went through the border without an issue. So the only issue with that is instead of like the $12 it would have cost me to ship that, or even slightly less, it was $20. And actually, I just got a eBay message like an hour ago from someone in the United States wanted to buy a magazine, and they asked, "Why is the shipping so much?" And I had to explain to them that I lost my cheap shipping. Nothing directly to do with the tariffs. It was just I lost my cheap shipping. So anyways, that was good to see. So that's a possibility if people have books or magazines, and like the Zonos form wasn't that bad. It was once you did it once, like I said, you know how to do it now, and you can make your own decision. And that's through I shipped it through Canada Post, just to be clear. So that was good.
Well, before we move on to other things, I kind of have a similar topic, and it's shipping. But this one's might not be a good story, Carl. I don't
Oh
know.
no.
So I got a message. The guy had bought, I don't know, 4 or 5, let's say 5 toy soldiers. Do you know when these items will arrive? It has been a while. So I clicked on the order number here, and I don't know what to do about this, because if you click on one of the items and I ship them all together, it'll say label created. You click on another item, all have the same tracking number, and it doesn't show anything. You click on the other item tracking number, it says delivered. You click on another one, it says arrived at the hub. Like it's the
What?
same tracking number, and it's showing all different scenarios.
That is weird. I've
Completely.
never even heard of that situation.
Yeah. So he would have bought all these things, international shipping.
Okay, I was gonna ask. Oh, okay. Was it EIS, eBay International Shipping, or did
Yeah.
you ship it internationally?
No, it was eBay international shipping.
Okay.
So I would have shipped it to Mississauga. I would have shipped them all in the same package. And I know where you're going to go with
Oh,
this.
yeah,
I know where you're going with this.
yeah, yeah.
But it's the same tracking number. I just copied and pasted in every single one. So they should, by clicking on that tracking number, should show me the same result. If when they got it, they did something different with it, that's fine. But the initial tracking should show it arrived in Mississauga. Every tracking number is a Canada Post tracking number. It has nothing to do with international shipping. It's like some of them aren't showing anything, and one is showing label created. So, you know what I'm saying, Carl?
Yeah, I remember we discussed
Well,
this
I
before.
know where your mind's going with this, but you got to stay right. You got to stay very simple with this. Don't
Yes.
go into the atmosphere of what could happen. Just think a a tracking number by given to you by Canada Post. They
Yes.
should all say the same thing. If it's the same tracking number, even though on different parcels, it should still say the same thing.
I would think so.
How could it not?
Yes.
Right? If you typed in, I don't know, like I don't even know what, like
Like I could check your tracking, right? Like if you gave me that number, right? Don't bother. But I could check
it
that
should
tracking
say,
just
yeah,
as much as you can, right?
yeah.
Because it's a Canada Post tracking number, right?
Now, if there's different tracking numbers, they're all going to say different things. They could all have the same result, but it's basically they could all say different things, and it makes sense. But when it's the same tracking number given to 5 different things, it shouldn't say 4 or 5 different scenarios. It should say the same scenario.
Yes. Now, the basic answers I would say is, and I think you already know the answer, call eBay.
100%.
Right. That's the answer. Like without the stuff. Now,
Yeah.
the other stuff I don't want. I'm speculating. Like I
Yeah.
was speculating last time.
Yeah.
I remember we had a discussion about this, and I said the only concern I had because those are separate orders, right?
Right.
And you were combining them into one package to go to Mississauga, right?
Combined shipping, which it allowed me to do.
Yeah, yeah.
There
And I
was no
remember.
roadblocks. I didn't
No. I agree.
circumvent something.
I agree. I just remember I was speculating at the time. The only worry I had was that each order had a separate EIS number that would affect things. Now, I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying I remember we talked about this and we speculated that would. happening.
But the guy
But
didn't say to me, he didn't say, uh, I got one item, but where's the other four?
I have no idea what happened. Right? Like, I don't even think he
I don't know
there's
what
no way
happened.
he would know either, unless he's lying. But like, I don't think he's lying
I don't think
necessarily.
so. I don't think he's lying.
So
I
so
honestly, I think he's like his his buyer name looks familiar. I think he's bought from me before. I could
yeah,
actually go and check that, but I'm
no, I agree. I don't. It's not that. I'm just
like he says
saying.
repeat buyer, but he bought 5 items, so he buys 2 items on the same shipment. It says repeat
He's
buyer,
yeah.
so I can't really confirm it
Right.
100%. But I do recognize his name because one of his names within his eBay name has my son's name in it, so it's very
Oh,
it stands out, right?
right, right.
Anyway, um, so that's kind of a. I just woke up this morning with that one, so
Oh
I don't know
man,
what to do.
Jesus.
I just
Well,
like I better go get a coffee.
hopefully, what I was speculating was not true, but we don't know. You're gonna call eBay later today, or when you have a chance?
Um, I will call eBay today. Here's I think we're kind of both right. So I think this is what happened. The item probably I initially made the label with is probably the one that shows delivered. It
Yes,
probably shows delivered because it was delivered to the hub.
yes.
Then they did their thing and he just hasn't received it yet. Is my guess. Although he did buy this October 23rd and we're getting on a little bit.
If
But
he's in Europe, which I think he is, where
I think he's US.
oh, he's U.S.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I will confirm this right
Hmm.
now. He's United States.
Hmm.
Um so I'm not 100% sure, but I kind of have a feeling that that's the situation. And
Well, that's horrible. But we don't know.
well,
You're gonna find out, I guess.
yeah, so I think eBay this is the problem with international shipping. And I know it's just something they have to work out, but like why am I dealing with issues if after they receive it they look after the problems? Why am I directing people to them? Like there needs to be something there that like I know they're messaging me, but there needs to be something there where eBay takes that message because they're now
Well,
responsible.
yeah, but they wouldn't necessarily like if a buyer emails you on their system, right?
Yeah,
They don't get really alerted. Like I get messages, they don't read those messages
because I had another problem too, which was
unless do
very
they open a
irritating.
case? Do they open a case?
No,
Yeah,
no,
then they wouldn't. Then eBay wouldn't know, right? It would just be a message to you. It could be anything.
I know, but there should be something there where if you have a problem with a product, contact us.
Well, that would be
Because,
them opening a case, right? Like if your buyer opens a case, it would go to eBay.
well, we don't know that. You're speculating on that, right?
Well, especially with EIS.
No, but you're just assuming, or do you know that? I'm asking Carl because I don't know.
Uh, I'm assuming, so I'm making ass out of you and me. Is that what they say?
No, I no, but okay. So you're saying if they open a case, maybe eBay takes it on,
Especially
but
with an EIS.
well, that would only be the reason.
That's I'm speculating for sure. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like I mean, any other reason would be my issue, but I'm thinking as long as it got to the hub and their policy is that from there on they're responsible. Like I just don't want to direct a good buyer to them and oh, I'm done with it. Like I'd like to help them out, right?
I would do what we taught, like our solution at the beginning. Call eBay. You'll get more information. Tell them what happened.
I have to call eBay because I have no information. I don't know
Yeah,
what
well, that's it, right? Like it's
so I have no choice.
you
But no,
know,
I agree. I know what
and
you're saying.
I'm not going to sit here and speculate and like pour salt in the wound or anything, right? Either
Yeah.
without me knowing. Like we have to find out what's going on because, like,
But you got to admit,
you don't want to get.
just the tracking number alone is weird. Like
Yes,
Unless
I
I'm missing something here, that should not ever
that
happen.
is strange. Yes,
Yeah.
like I don't know what's going on. Like,
It's
we
like
talked.
having a VIN number for the same VIN number for 5 cars, and each one is saying stolen, not sold, not
Is that what?
sold,
Yeah,
still being assembled in Toyota. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
what?
I I'm just concerned because we talked about this case before. That's what is a little worrying. But you have to talk to eBay, and then we'll find out maybe it's nothing. Like you did nothing wrong. So like
I know how you're kind of putting it because I initially thought in my mind that, but we don't even know if that's the issue,
we don't. No,
right? So I know we kind of talked about something similar to this, but I don't even think we're in that situation yet because it could have all been delivered. And he's like, oh, this one's not showing delivered. I'm going to see what can happen
that's
here.
weird. That's really weird. Yeah, there's
But
a lot of questions with this one for sure. Yeah.
yeah, it's the same tracking number. I just copied and pasted it, first of
Well,
all.
I believe it. I
And
do
I
the same
double
thing.
checked to make sure they all lined up. And they do.
When I
So,
combine shipping, that's what I do too. It's never
yeah.
been an issue before. I know honestly, I never even look at when something's shipped. It's I forget completely that it existed.
Well,
So
and that's pretty much what I do now as well. Like I think I just like let it go. If I take it to UPS, I might just confirm that it's in the system because I'm dropping it off to a store, like a general store.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, UPS I might check because I'm more nervous
but
on this sometimes. Well, or if it was
my
high
first
value.
my first thing was the first thing I did is so what I do is I create the label under the most expensive of whatever number these guys buy of these toy soldiers. So one's worth $30, one's worth 100. I'm creating the label under one that's worth
It's
100.
that's
Just
yes,
right.
smart.
so
I don't know if I've ever done that, but that's a good idea. That's
yeah.
tip of the week.
So initially he gave me an order number for the one, so that's the one I went to, which was the cheapest. So I would have just been copied and pasted into that one. So anyway, I clicked on it, and there's nothing. It just says label created,
Oh shit.
but it's not going. It didn't say Canada Post received it. It didn't say nothing. I'm like, so I started looking around here. I'm like, did I like create a label and then put the package somewhere?
Whoa.
And then
Yeah.
I'm like, well, no, I just cleaned out the truck. There was nothing there, and I'm just can't find anything. So then I'm like, well, is that the only one he bought? And then I'm like, okay, he's bought 5. So I clicked on the most expensive one, shows
Yeah.
delivered. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And then I clicked on another one, and then I started realizing they're all basically saying something different. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. It's the same tracking number.
Oh. Like I'm not it's all speculation my problem, right? Like 'cause it's like that tracking number is different than the tracking number that the buyer would receive.
And
Because the tracking that you put in, right, is the tracking to Mississauga,
right.
right? And then it ends in Mississauga. But the buyer, who's in the United States in this case, right? That tracking number is useless to them because it's really the tracking from Mississauga to them that's relative, right? And you don't have access to that tracking number, I would think.
And
Unless you do. I don't know. Do you hear that?
I think I do.
Okay. Okay.
And I think I clicked on it and it said not available. Like there's no information available. But I
Oh.
only did it for the one. So I'm going to do it for the more expensive one. That's going to say, yeah. Hang on here. Trying to find all the ones that he has here. So.
My mind is just rolling with like possibilities.
Okay, so 2 say nothing. 1 says arrived at the hub.
Is that the expensive one?
Yes. Which is $50, $49.57.
Yeah.
The other ones are in the 38, 39 range. So the more expensive one. No. It's not the most expensive. It's the second most expensive one. One is 49. This one's 42. And it says at the hub. So there's only one that says at the hub. Oh, and then there's another one that says delivered. Make sure that's the same. Yeah. And then one guy says delivered to Illinois. And they're
So the
all the
one
same.
that shows delivered to the hub, is that one the same one that shows delivered to him?
Sorry, let me just say this. The most expensive one is the one that says delivered to him in Illinois.
Yes.
That's $66.
Right. Okay.
And then another one says delivered to the hub, and then three of them says has no information, nothing.
Yeesh. Do you want me to speculate or keep it to myself?
No, you can speculate all you want.
So when they get your package to the hub in Mississippi,
1 second here. Just let me think here.
Yeah.
I want to hear your opinion, but I'm just seeing some new news here. So it says delivered November 12th.
Delivered to where?
I'm assuming his location in Illinois. Let me just check to make sure I think he just says the U.S. Let me just try to figure out his address, which I don't think it's going to show. Shows a number. Was it going to show me his address or no?
Well, I was actually more interested in when you said delivered, I meant
Show
delivered to
us
the hub or delivered to him. That's all I was interested in.
I'm just wondering if they sent it to the wrong address. I got to see if he lives in Illinois. It just says the United States. That's all I can find. So I want to try to find his address. You know what I mean, though? Did they screw up? Because it's showing delivered, but if he doesn't live in Illinois, it says delivered Wednesday the 12th. That's a Wednesday. That's last week. I don't know. I mean, it's all speculation from here.
Yes.
My thoughts are at least it got there, like it got to the hub. Yeah, all it's going to give me is giving it to the hub. I can't find his information at all. So,
So I can tell my speculation part.
Yeah.
So when they receive the package at the EIS, they can either take that package and just keep it moving, or they can open it up and reship it how they want.
Okay.
Now, in this case, you had 5 items in the one box, right?
Yeah.
Or how many? Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
If they showed a weight for the one item, whatever it was, right?
Okay.
And the box weighs 5 times that amount or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They might open it. Because they're like,
okay, I understand what you're saying, but it's the same tracking number showing giving me 3 different answers.
oh, I still think that's weird. I'm not debating that part.
So that right there, everything after that is speculation for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% speculating.
But the only thing I'm getting delivered to Illinois, a place, a location in Illinois. But it's only under the one. The other one says it arrived at the hub, and the other 3 are saying nothing.
That's weird. I'll give that. But here's what I'm speculating with no evidence. is that when they got that box with the 5 items in it, with the weight high, right? They opened it and they sent the one figure on. Because that one showed delivered, right? That one figure that you put the shipping, the one you bought the label on, right?
Yeah.
That one got to Mississauga and then got to the customer, right?
Well, according to the tracking, but not according to the customer.
Oh, I thought the customer. Sorry, then I confused. I thought the customer get nothing.
Customer got nothing.
Oh, nothing. Not even one.
That's what they're saying.
Oh, okay. Then I have no idea.
Yeah, they're saying, when is this? I read you the message, right? So I'll do it again.
Yeah, sorry. I thought it showed delivered.
Do you know when
item.
these items will arrive? It has been a while. Brett.
These items, yeah. Then we have, because I like, you know what I was speculating is they took the one item out and sent it on, and I don't know what they did with the other 4, but I don't know.
So he did give me a message earlier when he bought the items. I ordered some figures from you, and apparently there was a currency problem. Did everything go through? And it did. And I said, thank you for your order. Everything looks good here. Have a great day, Scott. I don't know if that's a red flag or not, because it could be something different. But eBay allowed me to make the label. eBay allowed me to do the order. I'm pretty sure this guy has bought from me before. So I don't think these two scenarios are related. I think he just had a different issue. We corrected it. eBay fixed it for him.
Yeah.
He was able to buy it. And now this is another issue.
Yeah.
A separate issue.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
So anyway, there it is. I don't know.
Find out more next week, and hopefully we'll find out some good news next week.
Hey, as long as it made it to the hub.
I don't know. Yeah, I hope you're right. And,
but
ironically, I also got my first EIS sale this week too. I shipped it out yesterday, though.
This wasn't my first one.
No, mine. I got my first EIS.
Well, you said
sale
2
as well.
You got your first one as well? Or
yes.
2? Okay.
Yeah, I got one EIS sale for a tape, audio blank tape, $80 for one
nice.
audio tape. Yeah.
Where's it going?
I don't know, but it's going to that hub.
That's all that matters. Give me to the hub.
I didn't care. It's going to the hub.
Just go to the hub, man.
I put it in a big box. Well, it was kind of comical. One little tape. It was like a Amazon order. So I put a little 6x4x4 one audio tape, and I went, wow, someone spent $80 on this, plus all the other stuff, right? Because it's EIS. I don't want to know how much they spent. I think it was over 100, and it sent it off. But it happened. So I got my first EIS. So,
well, congratulations, dude. That's good.
I was happy so far, but maybe we'll talk again next week, and I won't be happy.
Yeah, really.
So,
I'm sure you will be.
Well, I got the money.
That's all that matters. No,
I guess I don't have the money, not yet. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. I was just glad it worked. Well, I don't know. Now, no, I was happy before the show when I didn't hear all this. And before I was happy. Now I'm not so sure. Now I'm nervous, but anyways, that's a nothing burger story. So I guess the other thing here is Christmas is here, right? You hear about this holiday coming up?
Well, I know about it. I don't really do too much with it, but
neither do I, but we don't talk about that.
I love the idea of the holiday, and it is an interesting, uplifting time of year. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm not into all the gift giving thing.
I find it stressful.
I just find it kind of silly. Like, I know the ladies out there love it. Steph loves it. I get it.
Amy loves it too.
And I don't mind, giving gifts to the kids and all this stuff. But, like, when's the last time, first of all, well, okay, let me just do this. When's the last time you got something that you really wanted? And second of all,
socks and underwear.
Tell me what you got last year and from who.
I got socks and underwear. and I got a jacket. I don't remember. Oh, pan, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
from
doesn't
who?
matter.
From who? I don't even
You know
know.
what? I did get some. Okay, here's something I did get. Is I like these T-shirts that you can get like that support channels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I got some of those for my podcast. I like. I do, and I got a Laurentian pencil one as well, which I really like. So I do remember some.
But
Nah.
but it's just, I don't know. To me, it's more of like, okay, it's for the kids. Don't get me wrong. Like I get that. That's fine. But wouldn't you rather like I don't need anything. I honestly don't, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, well,
so,
you wear that hoodie every single time I see you. It's time for a new hoodie, maybe.
and this is where people misunderstand it. All my hoodies are gray, except for a couple of black ones. Or I think I do have a blue one, but it's a different style. So, and this, I wear jeans and gray hoodies. That's kind of my shtick,
Uniform. That's your uniform.
right? So it does look like I wear the same hoodie all the time because all my hoodies, I can go grab like 6 gray hoodies right now.
You know
They're
the
just
funny thing is, I just picked a random thing. I didn't know it was a thing. I was just randomly picking
it's
that.
100% thing. All my
That's
shirts
great.
are dark. They're either dark gray. There's couple light gray, but they're
Yeah.
dark blue or black. That's me. That's what I like. You know what I mean? I'm not. I got a jacket. It's a North Face, and I paid very little for it at a thrift store because I was going to sell it online. I love the jacket, but it's bright yellow, and I don't wear that. So I put it on because it fits. It feels good. It's a really nice jacket, actually. It's a spring jacket, right? Like or fall. Like it's the turning of the summer to winter, winter to summer. So I put a stuff. She goes, it looks good, but she goes, it's not really you because you like that's bright yellow. And I know, I wished it was gray or black or something because then it would have been
Wow.
me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm probably just gonna sell it because I won't wear it because it's just yellow, right?
People are gonna call you a canary bird or something.
Like that's the jealousy of the black guys because they can wear any color, man. It looks good. It looks fine. But you put like me into a yellow or a red,
You can't pull it off.
I
Is what
can't
you're
pull it
saying.
off, right?
Oh, actually, by the way, I forgot about this. You know, you told me to buy clothing. Speaking of clothing, I actually bought clothing this week. I got a.
I told you. Oh, I
You
was.
did
I was gonna say, why did I tell you to go buy clothes? But to resell,
the
okay.
resale, yeah, yeah. No, Carl,
Buy
I'm
some
also sick
clothes,
of seeing
man.
you in that damn same sweater, trying to go get yourself some new clothes. Yeah, no, not quite. That's funny. Okay,
So you bought some to resell,
I was at Salvation Army. I
yeah?
never look at clothing. I hate clothing. But I looked on the rack and there was a really good looking winter jacket. And I looked at it and it was like it's Roots winter jacket. I would say very lightly used heavy winter jacket and with the Roots logo, and it's like, oh, crap. I need to look at this because like they wanted $30, which is quite a bit, but these jackets are $200 to $300. And it was
Yeah,
also double XL,
which is great size.
which is great size, great condition. And I was like, damn you, Scott. Because I would have walked right by it. It was like, Scott, he did say that. And I'm a woo woo. So if someone says something, I got to pay attention. So I pick it up. I actually bought it. Now, the only negative thing with it, and I realized this in the store, is it has Nordic Spa branding on it. Yeah. But
Maybe not. Might not matter.
I don't think it's the end of the world. It's not like in your face. And I think it's called 77, the jacket. Anyways, there's no really sold, so that's the only issue. But it is, if it wasn't in this pristine condition, I would never have touched it. And if it wasn't like the perfect time to buy this and double XL, So I'm gonna put this in the booth. So I actually did buy clothing. I'm not sure how much to ask. Like I said, it's like $200 or $300 new,
So
but
let me. How much did you pay for it?
$30.
Oh, you paid $30.
Yeah.
Uh, so not really sure. You could try it in your booth. I
Oh,
I
definitely doing in the booth.
I definitely don't get from the booth. Probably more so because I haven't tried, but my gut feeling is I'm not going to get out of the booth what would be online. So if it's 200 online, I'd probably go $100 or like $95, like
That's
just that.
exactly what I'm gonna put on it. $90 is what I was gonna do. 95,
So
same thing.
I have sold jackets in that range, but the jackets I sold aren't the guys that are going to wear those jackets like for those higher prices. For instance, I think I had $100 on a Texaco jacket from the 1970s. It was
Yeah.
like a service, like a guy that would drive the trucks, like a service guy, and he would deliver the petrol.
And that's a collector piece too, right?
But that's a collector piece. But I'm not saying that wouldn't sell. It roots. I mean, it's very Canadiana. It's an iconic
It's
brand.
a good looking jacket too, right?
But
So
my jackets that I've been buying have been like 10 to 15 bucks.
yeah, so for the cost, I went the worst case scenario is I'll get my money back.
I think you'll definitely get $50 for it
Right.
at minimum. Like I
At
think there's
minimum,
no
right?
question about that.
And this was also kind of like I said, a woo-woo thing where it's like, frig, this it's like it was like pretty well put in my hands when I walked in the store, right?
Yeah.
Like I checked the how long it had been there and it was new that day, which is always a good sign for
Yeah.
almost anything, really,
Yeah.
to be honest, what you're
Or
thinking of.
or a bad sign because that means you got to pay full amount. You can't.
Yeah, there's none of that happening there. No. The worst thing is I had no coupons for Salvation Army because I rarely buy anything there. So
Well, there's no tax.
there's no tax, so that was kind of nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was just funny. It's like, oh damn you, Scott, because it's big too. So I'm gonna have to find the right spot for it. So that happened.
Um. So kind of what I've been dabbling with is like branded, like Pepsi
Yes.
or Western University leather jacket. Um, the Texaco one. I bought two of them. I sold one for it was I had the one in the booth for a while for $100. They were going for about $200 online. But this one had some greasy stain on I mean it's a service guy, so it's almost expected. So I kind of should have probably thought it a little harder. But um but the zipper didn't work and it was worn. Like the guy wore it, right? Like
Yeah.
but I paid $2 for them at a yard sale because the guy wasn't even selling them. I said, "Oh, those are neat Texaco jackets." I said, "What are you asking for those?" He goes, $2. I said,
You
"Seriously?"
can't say no.
And so I'll take them. And he goes, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
You'll cover your stuff in the backyard for $2.
But like I knew there was value there, but I didn't know $200 worth of value. But the zippers were broken; they didn't work. They were worn.
Yeah.
But again, people aren't buying them to wear them. They're buying them because it's petrol. You know what I mean? And they collect petrol stuff.
Yeah.
Um. So where was I going with this? Sorry. So
See,
anyway,
that's a collector thing, very different, right?
so I sold one for $100
Yeah.
at the booth, and then I sold one for $50 at the yard sale here.
Yeah.
And then you're going to say, well, if you sold it for 100, well, I'm pretty sure I sold the $100 one after the $50 one, that kind of thing.
Mm.
But if it was in if it was in better, cleaner condition, I would have put them online 100% without question.
Oh yeah.
Right. But it shouldn't have really mattered. It was I think it was just more as I didn't want to get into like explaining everything. Like
I do not want to do that. I don't even want to try and take pictures of this thing.
right.
Right.
Because then it comes back on you.
Yeah, no. I would
Not
never
because it should matter, but because you didn't tell them.
yeah,
So
totally accidentally, right? Like in this case, if I didn't have the booth, I wouldn't have got it for sure. Like, I don't want to deal with that stuff, especially this. It's huge. It's not like a t-shirt, right?
Yeah.
It's
But so, anyways, I'm kind of digressing all over the place. Clothing is doing very well, and I do get the branded name kind of vintage clothing. I've even been able to sell, and like, so let me kind of put it in perspective here. If I go into an estate sale and they're just kind of selling their stuff, but I can see a bunch of clothing, like in this case, I saw it up in the attic. They were like the 70s, I don't know if you call it plaid or what you call it, but you know, the 70s kind of multicolored pants, 60s, 70s pants.
like from the spy movie there. What's his face?
007 guy. I don't know.
No.
Yeah. Mike Myers guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That like that stuff.
Yeah, that style for sure. But very multicolored. It's like white, and then they put all these black, red, and all these stripes brown, and all these stripes.
I have a picture in my head that will perfectly fit for this situation.
Yeah. So I thought I sell these pants, and I only put $10 on them, but somebody bought like 3 pairs, right?
Yeah.
So, and I basically got them for free because the people just want it out of their attic, and they couldn't even believe I wanted this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But we do have people from theaters and stuff like that, so I figure somebody might want this for something, right?
Yeah.
Well, it sold just before Halloween. I'm like, oh, somebody wants it for a costume, and they said no. This is the style she wears.
Yeah.
So she comes in and she bought 3 pairs because this is the style she wears. And I'm like, well, that's even better, right? Because I'll buy this stuff now. I don't care, $10 if it's free and it's an easy $10. There's really $30 there, and they don't take up any room. You know what I mean? So all that retro, all that kind of clothing, I just grab it if it's kind of odd or looks weird, or maybe has a high brand name, kind of like what you did there. I just don't know if I'd pay that much, like $30. But
well, like I said,
if it's going for 200, dude, I think I would. Yeah.
Worst case scenarios, I wear it. It's like I said, the Nordic spa thing is a bit of a downer, but it's not like such an ugly branding that it's gonna it's gonna be a negative, but it's not a huge negative, right?
Yeah. Is it embroidered?
Yeah, I can't take it off. Yeah, it's too. It's not. I don't think I wouldn't bother snipping it off, and it would look weird. I think, and whatever. I'm not going to do the work. I hate doing stuff like that.
I bought a Wrangler jacket. It was one of those denim. It was older, and so it had some distressing look to it.
Yeah,
and I think it was one of those $150 kind of price range online. But I put it in the booth for $50 or $45. Whatever, same thing. But it had an embroidery circle where someone had take the patch off, but the glue was still on it.
Yeah.
So I put it in the booth, and somebody bought it.
Yeah.
Right. So they'll probably put their own label over top of it.
Yeah. Maybe. Who knows? Not my problem. But yeah, it's not the end of the world stuff. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I want it gone quick. But it is Roots, so there's that too, right? It's still a popular brand, so
yeah.
Anyways, we'll see. Oh, I know what I was saying. Originally, we were talking about Christmas.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't trying to say you like Christmas or not. I was talking about Christmas sales, selling stuff.
Oh,
that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
And so I brought in a couple Santas this weekend to the booth. 3 of them. You know the ugly face rubber Santas from like 70s and 80s and maybe scariest stuff, all red. And I got those from the Wrinkle Dog buy.
Oh, okay.
And I think I paid like there were 3 of them. Right? Sorry?
They should sell.
Well, they sold.
Oh, good. Yeah,
so 2 out of 3 sold.
Yeah.
All to booth owners. So
you had them too cheap.
No, there's a long. Well, one of them I won't get into. It's a smaller one. I just basically gave them a really good deal because they're my friends.
Okay.
And then the other one I had at 150, and believe it or not, that's how much that one goes for online.
Yep.
And I did talk to a friend of mine and we talked about it for a long time because he thought it might be repainted, but like around the whiskers and stuff because it was very good condition. And we're looking and looking and said, I don't think so. I think it's just in really good condition. Anyways, another booth owner came and we had the war negotiation, and they beat me up and beat me up to 100 from
Oh,
150.
that's still good. You
But
probably paid $20 for it.
I paid $30 for it.
Oh, okay.
So
It's close.
But I wanted 150. Well, anyways, it was just funny. It's like we went back because I could tell what was happening because I really like them, right? But they are really good negotiators. I've negotiated with them before. They're probably one of the best ones there. And it's like, frig, man. Because
Are they good or relentless?
how about both?
Okay.
So I know him, like it's him and his wife, right? And the wife comes over and, I really collect this. What can you do on this? And I came down a bit from 150, and she didn't say anything. She just standing. I really like. Doesn't say anything. Doesn't say anything. I was like, I know what you're doing. This is the people want to fill in the time and lower the price thing. So I just shut up, and I played this as a game in this case, right? And then she said, because I didn't move, right? I just didn't say anything. I said, I just brought these in. I got a lot of attention, which is true. None of it's a lie. And she said, let me go and get my husband. And they came back. And he started like at lower than 190 or 80 or something. I was like, no. I said, I'll wait because it's like I just brought this in. But it was just like they kept trying the awkward silence thing. And that technique I know, right? That one is not going to work on me. But what did work is eventually he said, I'll give you a good deal eventually out of something in my booth. And I said, fine.
Oh, yeah.
We did 100. So we were stuck at 110 for a long time, though. Because I said, I went down from 150 to 110. And I said, just brought this in. And the market wasn't busy because they threatened an ice storm that day. Not an ice storm, but not good driving.
Yeah.
And the market was dead for the first, like it was so bad when I got there at 8. I thought it was an hour early.
Oh, wow.
Because there's no one there. It got a little better during the day, and the sales for the overall for the day were actually okay, but it was not busy at all. Anyways, it was just fun. My point being, back to Christmas, if it's not obvious to everyone, bring their Christmas stuff in, because I'm gonna bring my Christmas stuff in now, and I'm gonna pull out all my summer stuff, like bats and gloves, and stuff like that. It's like it might sell, or I could just bring it home and wait to the spring, right? And maybe put other stuff there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not rushing to take that stuff out. I'm just saying I'm going to just casually what I'm going to make sure is I actually bring in my Christmas stuff, because usually what I do is I wait till the holidays over and then I bring in my holiday stuff. And I'm trying not to do that. So
yeah. Yeah, I don't really do a lot of Christmas stuff. I have some vintage Christmas stuff in the booth right now.
yeah,
I had a rubber face Santa Claus. It wasn't the kind you're talking about. It was a little bit different. I think they go for about $60 online. But I put $60 in it all last year. I put $30 on it this year because I only got a couple bucks into it.
yeah.
And it sold within a day. Like, it was just like
Funny, eh?
It's so weird. If I kept 60, it probably still would have sold. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just one of those things. But I just want to get rid of it because it was quite large. But
yeah, that was the other reason I was kind of happy to see Big Santa, even though he was an attention getter, right? And he's great, but he did take up a lot of room.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure how tall that was, but it was not a small little thing. And it could get damaged too in the face and stuff, like if people don't respect your inventory, or it just falls over, to be honest.
But yeah, things are. I mean, the booth is holding its own and stuff like this. I went to an auction on Saturday, and I got beat up like so bad. Like, I feel like I was mugged, right? But people are buying, man. People are buying. It's kind of insane. I still got a lot.
Yeah.
I only usually I'm $1,000, $1,500 minimum, right?
Oh wow, I've never gone close to that. Even when I overspent, I didn't spend that much.
Yeah, like sometimes I even had to go back the next day. Like those, Scott, you can come back tomorrow and pick some more stuff up. I'll meet you
leave,
here.
leave Stephanie behind. Come pick her up tomorrow with the money. Yeah.
Um, but so I got a piece of furniture for $10. I got this. I don't know if it's quite Victorian. It's probably in the early 1900s, but it's one of those secretary
Yeah.
cabinet desks.
Yeah.
Um, so I got that for $10. I'm like, holy cripes! I'm gonna load up on furniture today, right? Like that's fine. Furniture sells. It's just I don't like dealing with hauling a lot of it around, but I don't mind doing a few pieces. Um, especially for $10, and I sell them for 350.
Do you have a dolly that you use?
No, I
No.
it's just they help me carry it, put it in the truck, and then I guess I did have a dolly. I used the antique markets dolly,
Okay.
but
I was curious.
I just move it around myself. Like so, what I'll do is I'll just drag it off the truck, and then I'll lay it on its side on the dolly, push it through the aisles, lift it up on one end so it stands upright. I mean, it's pretty easy. Other like even the lifting, it's not like super heavy. It's just more
Okay.
awkward to carry, so I can't carry it because of the size of it. But it moves around pretty easy. Um, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see if it sells. At that price, I think I got 345 on it. But anyway, uh, everything else, dude, I got beat up so hard. Like man,
Oh.
like I was everything I wanted, right?
Yeah.
But everything I bought was under 10, like $10 or less. And I filled the back of my cab of my truck, like not under the back where the tunnel cover was. I laid the furniture piece down,
Yeah.
so there was nothing else in the back. But in the back seat and in the front driver's seat, it was stuffed. I got a lot of books. A lot of them are military, like World War II, World War One books. So I don't know how well they'll do, but I paid $5 for a lot. Like people would come and like you get a bundle of five, and you get first pick, and they started at 10, and then they went down to five, and then eventually, I
Yeah.
don't know, there was boxes of these things left, and it's like Scott, $5 for all of them. I'm like, yep, and then they did that twice, right? So I got probably 20, 25 boxes of books for $10, right? Like $5 each thing. So
Yeah.
altogether, the books cost me $10. There's one in there worth like 30, 35 bucks. I'll put that online. There was another volume set in there, Winston Churchill. So I think it'll sell, but I put $40 volume set of seven, and then everything else was 5, $10, right? five
Yeah.
bucks.
I was looking at your Instagram video of your booth there, and I
Oh
noticed you
yeah,
put the
yeah,
volumes of books at the back of the shelving, and then have stuff in front of it, like little items. That looked really good. Maybe I'll have to show you later. Like, but you basically you're selling the books, but you're using them also as background for four
yes,
items in front,
yes,
which I
yeah,
thought looked really good.
yeah. Um, yes, I know what you mean by doing that for sure.
Yeah.
I'll do that sometimes with paintings and stuff too.
Yes. Yeah. I thought it looked really
Um,
good.
so you would have saw the Victorian secretary, or sorry, the secretary desk
I might not have noticed it, but I definitely noticed the books. And
in the
maybe
last
it wasn't even the
Instagram.
same books you bought. It was similar books, but it was a good idea. Uh,
The Instagram, uh, the Instagram post I did probably yesterday or the day
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I saw
Um,
both of them, but there were
so I'm
two,
going
I
to do
think.
another one probably today or tomorrow on the upstairs because I've already got video for it. So I'm going to
Hmm.
give a refreshing. That was the downstairs booth you saw yesterday.
Yes.
Um, so how'd the auction go? I got a lot of really neat things. If you like, there was in the box, not used, unpunched, but there are little boxes like this, and they were in a bigger box of a whole bunch of stuff. But I got, uh, I think it's air fix. I think it's called that, but they're little micro miniature. They're either tanks or they're soldiers or they're airplanes, and there's hundreds of them.
Oh,
And
nice. I
they
love
go
that
for
stuff.
some good. They like the two. I got two in the box unpunched. They go for about $60 a box, and I got two of them.
Nice.
And then I got a bunch of looser figures in little boxes that aren't the correct box. They were just like in a little trinket box or, but I can still sell them as a group lot and still get $30 for them, right?
Yeah.
The planes, they go on model carriers, so I think I can get more even for those. But it's those little things that you don't have no clue what they are,
Yeah.
And there was a shoebox full of all sorts of little trinkets, $10 or $5, and there was like a little, like probably Victorian or maybe 1930s or older, but it looked kind of really neat, and it ended up being for a lipstick holder, so it holds five, I guess, lipstick things,
Okay.
but it actually looks good, like it's in great shape, and I
Hmm.
think like it's very collectible for a woman would definitely buy that. That's I think they're going for about $30, but there's a lot of them for sale.
Yeah.
But I think I put $15 on it and just put it in the booth.
Yeah.
Right, it pays for it all. But there
Yeah.
was all sorts of little things in there that was pretty cool. Um, Even a tooth, and I think it has gold on it.
Oh, not copper like we talked about before. It's
Well, I don't
actual
know.
gold.
I'm hoping it's
You have to
gold.
test it. Yeah.
I'll have to get it tested. But there was, in this case, there was a lot of tooth. That I'm
No,
like,
yeah.
yeah. So, but I'm like, hey, that can still be worth $50 just in the gold, but or more. I don't even know. Gold's gone so far up, but that's the kind of stuff I like, and I got lots of that. So it was pretty cool, and it's like funny because they had a men's pair of figure skates. They look like they've never been used, and they're in cases, vintage.
Oh,
Like it has a strap, so you put it over your shoulder. One skate would sit in front, one on your lean against your back. But they went for men's figure skates.
hmm.
So for $5, I got the figure skates. But what people see, they don't see the forest for the trees. The the leather case for the skates, also in great condition, goes for about $35 to $50 online.
Oh, that's great.
So I'm going to sell the skates in the booth for about $25, and I'm going to sell online the figure skate carrying case for hopefully like $35 to $50. So
It's funny how we were like that. It's like I always make the joke, like at the thrift stores, like if they sell you a bin empty, $8. Bin filled with stuff, $5. It's like, really? But it happens all the time.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, they don't see the forest for the trees. It's just funny.
yeah,
Like,
it's
oh,
like
nice empty box.
you get a metal tray with all this stuff on it. Well, the metal tray comes with the stuff. Like the
Yeah.
metal tray's got to be worth $40, right? Like,
It's just the way we are. Yeah.
but all the stuff on it, they don't want to pay it for $10, right?
No.
And I'm like, well, throw that. I'm thinking I'll just throw that away and keep the tray. Even though there's some of the stuff on the tray is still good, but I'm just saying the tray
Yeah.
alone, and they missed it.
Will be good. Yeah.
But I got some of that kind of stuff. I'm just trying to look around. I mean, I was really happy with the pick overall. A lot of it went to the booth, but I was really disappointed in what I wasn't able to get because it just went too high.
You know the funny thing is I also went to a live auction this weekend.
Okay.
And when I got there, I didn't know if I was in the right place because I'd never been to this place before and there was no one there. And I go inside and it was very poorly it got a little better, but there was not a ton of people there at the auction. And things were not selling.
Really?
A lot of it was junk. So the box lots. So I like box lots, and there were a lot of them, but they were a lot of junk. Like he was selling, it got to the point, on choice, right? So like they would have a whole huge long table, like I don't know, 15 feet, 20 feet table, just covered in box lots on choice. And a few of them went. I bought one. Some of the ones I wanted, they went for like $10, but no one would buy them at $5. And he was putting 4 box lots up together to try and sell, and still no one would take it. So you could get 4 box lots for $5, and they still didn't go.
Huh.
mostly because it was garbage and no one was even interested in hauling home things with zero demand. But there was not a lot of people at this auction. Um, I got a few things, but nothing like wonderful. I think that was part of the problem too. Is like when I talked to people who normally go to the auction, they didn't go, and they said they saw nothing in the pictures. And like, I don't blame them. This was
Right.
actually a pain in the butt for me with my Tesla to go to. Huge.
Yeah.
I won't go into it, but next time I tell you Amy's car, it was just too far.
Well, is it the charging or is it just like bad back roads?
The issue is that it's like where it is like this kind of no-go zone for like they don't have any charging stations around it.
Okay. Okay.
And they've been promising one there forever, and they need one there so badly
Yeah.
that obviously I made it there and back, but it cost me an extra 40 minutes that I shouldn't have had to use if this was properly done.
Right.
So the issue, not to go into, but
That's
when you
fine.
charge your car, the emptier it is, the better it is because the faster it charges. When it's already quite full, it's very slow, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
the problem is I needed a full battery to get there, and I had to charge in Canada to get there. And that small charge took me 40 minutes, which was nothing, but I needed it to get up to the place and back without, running out of power, right? But properly in Renfrew, there should have been a charging station there. And I would just spend 10 minutes charging on my entire trip instead of the 40 minutes. Plus, I had to do another, ironically, 4 minutes when coming home. That's the difference, right? Anyways, pain in the butt.
Yeah.
That's a separate
So
thing.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
How old's your car?
5 years old.
So do you think the battery technology has come up since then?
Oh, there's definitely been the battery type they're using is different.
Okay.
The range is the same.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But the big thing is they have a heat pump in there now, and I don't have a heat pump. So the vehicles that are coming out now are better, which is like all vehicles, really, to be
Sure.
honest.
100%.
But the range is a little better. I also got the cheaper vehicle. So anyways, blah, blah, blah. They are better now,
Yeah.
but my car still is fine. It's just that.
No, I know you've had it since like the only time we ever met in person. And I'm like, that's got to be 3 years ago now or 4. 5 years. Yeah. Oh, so you just got the car around the same time.
COVID hit, got my car.
Well,
2020.
In 2020. So, okay. So I saw you in 2021?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
Anywho.
No, I got the truck in 2020 as well.
Yeah.
In late 2020, like in October, I think it was 2020. October, November. Yeah. Because I was still with Toyota. Because I worked at Toyota, they give me the discount. They honored the same discount as Chevy.
Okay.
Just, okay. Yeah. Well, they just wanted the sale, right?
Yep. Yeah.
I just had to show proof that I worked there. That's all.
Anyways, the auction was fine. Like I didn't pick up anything even worth really talking about. Like a couple of box lots with some little interesting trinkets in it, but nothing really special. Like I bought some toy soldiers. They're okay. Like in terms of time cost, probably wasn't the best return. Because, it was, let's be honest and say 4 hours of travel time. Plus I was there for about 4 hours. I didn't get enough to justify 8 hours of sourcing.
It's a long day, dude.
It's a long day.
It's a long day. I know. So my drive's an hour and a half. Then you got 5-6 hours of auction, and an hour. You got to pack for an hour. Then drive back. It's a long day. I was getting tired coming back. I even pulled off at one point just to rest my eyes for like 15 minutes.
I believe it.
I kept the truck running. And I knew it wouldn't be long, but I just had to close my eyes because you're concentrating in the dark and it starts to play on your mind, right? You just need to shut it down for 15 minutes and then get back on the road. It's a long day.
It is a long day. I warned, like, my friend Serge went to a live auction and he'd only been to one before, and I warned him that it actually is more tiring than you think. Not from the carrying of stuff, just from being on during the auction.
Yeah.
And it's what do you- it's a, well, especially when you first start, it's a stressful environment. Your heart goes a bit. Now they've done it a lot. It's not, but it still
Okay.
takes. You have to concentrate
You got to
because,
concentrate for sure. I don't find
and
it stressful. I find it fun.
I do find it fun. But when I first started ever
Yeah.
going, it
Yeah.
was kind of a stressful because you're like, what happens if I wink my ear and I bit up something and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, that doesn't happen. The biggest stress for me is actually seeing what's actually for sale. And now I stand near the front because I want to see. But the nice thing about this one that wasn't as widely uh, had a huge audience is it was a lot easier to see what was for sale and move around. And the nice thing too is they know me enough there that I can buy stuff and put it in my car without paying for it until the end, which makes a big difference because you get a big accumulation of stuff around you if you're not careful. Because of the live auctions, I don't know like where it is where you are, but sometimes like if they really know you, they have an area in the auction house where they put all your stuff. But for
Yeah.
me, they bring it to me, and you can get surrounded by junk if you're not careful. So
So it all depends on how the situation is. At the beginning, they bring it to me, but later on, they just say, Scott, we're just going to put it over here
yeah, yeah,
because it starts to get too much, right?
yeah,
So by
and they
the
know
end of
you're buying a lot.
the end of the under at the end of the day, I usually have about 3 or 4 spots with piles of stuff throughout, right? Because they move around the room.
Yes,
So they'll start at one corner. I'll get some stuff. Like I'm just really focusing on this one day, but it's always the same kind of idea. And then once they get some room around them, then they'll pile my stuff there. They'll pile other people's stuff there too, right? Because they don't want to be constantly bumping through people. But anyway, um, and then they move around. I'm thinking about 3 different things at the same time. So then they move to other parts. So anyway, throughout the day, I'm moving all around, right? Like
yeah,
I,
yeah,
a lot of it is just boredom, and sometimes it's just trying to see things and whatever. So I sit down, and this old guy behind me, he's got to be in his 70s, 80, I don't know, like young at heart guy. Like
yeah,
I like messing around. I like it because they can mess around and they understand it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So he goes, wow, you move around a lot. He goes, is somebody trying to shoot you? like, I'm like, you never know. You never know. But like, remember I told you this was a while ago, that older guy, I said, oh, if I knew it was you, I wouldn't open the door for you. I would have slammed it.
Yeah,
Remember I
yeah,
said
yeah,
that?
yeah.
And then Steph thought I was being rude, but he laughed. I laughed.
No, they
Well,
understand.
like, so I'm out there talking in his van. I didn't know whose van it was next to me. So he comes when he's carrying a box and he bumps right into me, gives me a hug, right? He starts laughing. I'm like, wow, right? But it's that,
These auctions are different. This is country auctions in a way, right?
yeah, but there's a lot of city people that come in here.
Oh, yeah, but
But I like it. It's fun. You know what I mean?
yeah, there's no auction lots at these ones. But I
At
assume
yours
it's
or
the same
mine?
with yours. Yeah, there's no auction lot numbers,
Oh, no, 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 no.
right? It's just like it's not like that type of auction. It's
Yeah,
like
they just
auction
grab it.
lot number 45. No, it's just like here's a box of crap.
Yeah.
Here's a bunch of die-cast toys. It's
They did get, so what they do get is they get a couple of guys, there's probably 3 of them, and they buy all the gold and silver. And they beat each other up for it.
yeah,
And one person picked up a piece of gold jewelry and put it on a box. And the other guy thought that was in that box. You've talked about this and how you
yeah,
hate it, right? It went to $400, this box, and he got it. And he's like, no, what I bid on is not in here. So the guy comes there all the time, right? So they redid the auction. But the guy that was bidding up to $400, he got it for $50. So he didn't even care about the gold thing. He was looking at something else.
Yeah.
So it's funny how that works, right? But
Yeah.
he ended up he bid up to 300 on the piece that he bid up to 400 and he wanted. So, but they did say, please do not take stuff and put it on trays or take things off trays and put it somewhere else. They announced that, and that, you know, that's
It's
something
very,
we've talked about in the past.
yeah, it is more buyer beware of these things,
Well, it's a buyer beware, but
and watch out for your own interests.
you
Because,
know,
like I said before, I bought a lot. It was missing some of the things. It wasn't the end of the world, but it was a lesson learned, right? Like,
yeah.
hey, where's the rest of the stuff?
But he's probably after. This is my guess. There's probably a couple pieces of Sherman or some high-end costume jewelry the one guy wanted. I didn't know. I didn't look at it, so I can't bid on what I don't know. Because if I knew there was Sherman jewelry or some high-end costume jewelry, I would have bid on it. And the other guy was going after the gold. So they were beating each other up over two different things.
That's the choice with the choice auctions I hate.
Yeah. But it was all on one tray. It was a tray lot, right? So
Yeah. Was it one lot they were auctioning? One
like
single lot?
it was a tray lot of jewelry,
Right. Okay. But something being taken out.
but something had been taken out.
Right.
And it was gold. And the guy was bidding for the gold. They just buy gold and silver. That's all they buy.
Yeah.
They don't buy anything else. They don't
No.
care about anything else. They're there for the gold and silver. Once that's done, they're gone.
Yeah.
So anyway, but they honored it. I mean, the guy's a great buyer. He comes there and he pays. If I was ever to sell gold and silver, I think I don't know. They take 30%, so it's tough. But I mean, I would contact those guys and say, hey, I got some gold. That's what I should probably do because they'll pay up for it.
Mistakes happen. Like I did see where like they had to retract a lot because the guy looked like he was bidding, but he was just waving his hands, talking to someone. Literally, that's the only time I've ever seen that happen. Where the guy, like the auctioneer's like, "You're bidding, right?" It's like, "No." He's just like, but he was waving his hands like this. Like, what do you think the auctioneer is going to think?
Yeah,
but it wasn't that big a deal. They just redid it, but it was kind of funny. That's the only time I've ever seen that scenario I was worried about actually happening. Something else happened too. I can't remember. That doesn't really matter. But yeah, the auctioneer looks at me for cheap lots sometimes. It's like $5. Will anyone take this for $5? And then he looks at me. It's like, yeah, not even I want that stuff for $5.
Well, they get to know you for sure.
They do. Anywho, there's one other thing I want to talk about before we go to comments, or whatever you want to talk about next.
I think I'm good. I don't really have too much more to talk about. Yeah, I think I'm okay.
So for this week's AI talk,
oh, okay.
I was saying I could take a picture of all my sales book and then put into AI. So what I found better was like it would start making errors, which is weird. It was still useful though because I would get it to create a copy and paste, and I would just put the sales in Excel by copying and pasting from AI onto my personal Excel sheet. But the cool thing was it would categorize each sale type. So if I sold a record, right, it would say the date it was sold, what it was, the description, which is a record, how much it sold for, right? And if I had the name John, which is the guy I'm selling with, right, it would know to give him the percentage we agreed on, right, as another tab. And then in the next tab, it'd show how much I got from that sale. Okay? Automatically. But the cool thing, there's a lot of cool things with that. But what it could do is I put in all my sales from January to the end of up to date to the November, fed it back into the AI, and it could tell me what is selling out of my booth by category. Okay. And what's working and not working, which was kind of cool because I didn't have to do any of like it it was accurate enough, right? That I didn't really have to edit it too much. So like for media, right? Like I'm just gonna give percentages, okay?
Yeah.
So out of like 100% of sales, 20% of sales I have out of the booth is media, which is either records, tapes, CDs, or DVDs. About 20% was toys, right?
Now, is that percent of your items sold or
Yes.
income?
Items sold value, right?
Like
Like
if you sell one jacket for $100, but you sell 4 DVDs and you get, I
six
don't know,
bucks.
three times, I don't know what your $3. So,
Sure.
right. So you get $9 or $10. Is it saying that the clothing is better or is it saying the DVDs are better?
It's saying what percentage of my income comes from that. So I'm going to give you another
Okay.
example. It's a little easier
So
math.
basically, it would tell you the jacket's better.
It would tell me. So I'll give you an example. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So let's just say for the year I sold $100 worth of stuff. I sold one jacket for $80,
Yeah.
and let's say 10 DVDs for 20.
Yeah.
Right. It
Yeah.
would say 80% of my sales was clothing, which is the $80, right, out of
Okay.
the 100,
Right.
and 20% was the DVDs.
Okay.
So it did that for the entire year.
Right.
So for me, the percentage for media, and I'm just generalizing a little bit, but close enough, was 25% of my money came from media sales.
Okay.
25% approximately came from toys, and about 15% came from clothing. A little more, maybe 20% came from clothing. And then the rest I just said other, because like other could be anything, like a baseball glove to my Santas to just other. Okay? Now, the other thing too is I know how many items I sold of each of those categories approximately. Okay, it's not perfect. And because I know how many items sold and how much money I sold, I know that on average when I have a media sale, it's for $15. When I have a toy sale, $15. When I have clothing sale, it's $38. Right? Now, very nerdy stuff. This is all my Excel stuff, right? But what it also showed me is because it knows how much I pay John, right? And
Yeah.
knows my sales, it knows how much of my income is coming from John's stuff and how much is coming from mine. And it's actually about 50-50. So here's the other nerdy thing, okay?
Yeah.
Is I went through the square footage of my booth. And square footage is really important in sales, right? Because you want to know where your money's coming from, right?
Okay.
And I analyzed my booth, which took a long time, lots of math, because I have a 200 square foot booth, right? And by far, one of my best is the toys and media and clothing, because not only did those things have my 75% of all my sales in it, right? They only took up 30%. Actually, no less than that. 15% of my booth square footage is taken up by those things. So the power of this is I can switch up what I have in my booth and increase my returns by looking at this data.
Can I be devil's advocate for a little bit?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, because what it doesn't tell you is the location of those items. And maybe you have certain items in bad locations of your booth that would do just as well or better if you put them in different levels or different places in your booth.
exactly. It
Okay.
does go through that too. and it does make those suggestions. But honestly, AI, when it came to my booth layout, AI is not there. It would get so confused about where things were,
Yeah.
and it just was not productive in terms of any analysis there because it didn't understand how my booth worked. And I got very not frustrated, it's just beyond its capacity to understand that.
Yeah, I see. I don't know. I think, how do I say this? How do I give you an analogy on this? Like, I think the fun part of a booth,
Oh, it's the Excel sheets for sure.
well,
Yeah.
for a second, Carl, you had me. I'm like, are you uh, I like the booth because I'm, listen, there's people who have a complete knack in setting up a booth.
Yeah.
But I like the booth because it gives you that little bit ability to control your control's not even the right word. It gives you that little ability to kind of have a bit of an artistic kind of fun flair with it. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, you know, like I enjoy mixing, like resetting my booth. Not sometimes I don't, but because it's a big project, but
It is.
I like setting it up, and like sometimes it looks like crap. And then
Yes.
sometimes it's like, wow, that actually looks pretty good. Like things are
Yes.
going to sell just because they're set up so nice, right?
Yeah.
And that's I'm kind of digressing a tiny bit. That's a little bit why I like to bring furniture back into my reselling life, is because a nice buffet, a nice cabinet, a nice like uh buffet is not the right word. I think a sideboard is probably more correct, or display cabinet or some a nice shelf can really pop your booth when it's when the product is set up properly within it or around it or on it. You know what I
I
mean?
agree. I agree. I agree. Yeah.
So, you know, I enjoy doing that. And it's I don't do it because someone told me I should do it or something has told me I should do it. I do it because it's kind of fun and pleasing to me. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Does that make
To me,
sense? Am I
no, to
making
me it's
sense?
both. You like for me personally, like me,
Yeah.
I like both. But I'm
And
also a person who likes to understand what's happening
well,
because I
and
need
then,
that. You don't need that.
well,
Obviously, you don't.
no, I don't say I don't need it. It's just I don't. I'm just explaining why I don't want to go there
Yeah,
because I'm there. I enjoy my picking. I enjoy whatever is cheap and appeals to me at the same time. So I know a lot of people like to focus on things that just sell, like records, but I can't find enough records just to sell records.
I'm in the
And
same boat, right?
and
Like,
so I kind of expand it to other things, and I like the mixture of things. So I'm I, I'm not 100% Carl, because I might not be saying this right. I'm not putting down that idea. I'm just saying it wouldn't work for me as because of my mentality, because of my mental state. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
yeah, no, for sure. Like, I not like to me, it's you don't have to pick one or the other, right?
No, I don't think you. Well, I think you do by choice. You don't have to. You do it because you want to, right? Like you want to.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, you enjoy. Well, because your background, you're a computer guy, so
Yeah, I like
you like all
systems.
the statistics. You like
Yeah,
all that. Uh, figuring out like.
where does my profits come from?
But
What can I
I
do to improve that? I
like
enjoy that too, but I also like
I
when
think
things look
I
pretty
think
too.
I think
You
I
know.
I think we know where our profits come from automatically. Like I personally don't need AI to tell me where my profits come from.
Well, to me, it wasn't AI doing this. It was AI helping me get the data to figure that out, like any tool.
Okay.
It's really I have to still look at what is being produced and analyze it. using
because
my brain.
because like for instance, if you go on my Instagram, you're going to see a Ronson lighter display case. I have $350, might be slightly high in value,
Looks so good. I saw it in your Instagram. Yeah,
but it works. It lights up.
yeah.
It was dirty when I bought it. I cleaned it. I was really happy with how it looked once it's cleaned. And I don't mean dirty, I mean dusty. Um, so I'll never find one of those again. I can't even find one now. I can't find it online. I can't, there's nowhere I can find that. So I put a bit of a higher price on it for that reason. But I know if I keep finding that kind of stuff, like one off nice stuff, my profits are going to be more from that kind of stuff than from records, because I only sell my records for $10 a piece, and I have to do a lot of things. So AI would tell me my records are doing better than a Ronson lighter display, because over a course of a year, but I'm only finding one lighter Ronson lighter display case. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Like,
So it doesn't really, but I can sit here and say, I'll make $10,000 off of oddity stuff like that, one of a kind stuff, over my records. You know what I mean? Like a Texaco jacket for $100. I guess that could be clothing, but it didn't sell as clothing. It's going to sell more of a petrol collectible. I sold a photo for $85, which is a one-off thing. You know what?
yeah, yeah.
Am
No, I
I
understand
making
what you're saying.
sense
Like,
there or no?
no, that makes sense. Like, you have to take reality into the situation too, right? Like, if I wanted the most out of my booth, right,
Yeah,
I would have 100% of the space filled with toys, right?
I
Because,
wouldn't. I wouldn't.
well,
But
let me finish. Let me
okay,
finish.
okay,
But the reality is, I can't source 100% toys for my booth at the quality that sells at the amount that it is currently. It would degrade the value, the quality of the toys I had, for one.
yeah,
And I just don't have the ability to source that much vintage stuff, not only to fill it, but to consistently refill it after things sell, right? That's not the reality of the situation, right?
right,
The same with records. It's like these records I'm selling, which is media, right? They're not mine. They're all John's. And
right,
they're all John's because he's been collecting records for as long as he's lived.
right.
And he has people things that want. If it was me, I'd be like, oh, records are great, but I don't have any. Because like everyone and their dog wants records for the same damn reason, which is they tend to sell pretty good, right?
Yeah,
So you have to take reality into the situation as well.
yeah.
Uh,
I think that's kind of where I'm going with it. Is that I don't I don't need just like it doesn't. And I'm not saying I don't say this as a negative to you. I'm just saying it's my style.
mhm.
Like I don't need to kind of work on what is selling the most for me, because it's always something different that's selling.
It's always something different, but I definitely have categories.
Like I would sit here and say 100% I'm going to buy books because books sell, but I'm not going to buy just any books.
No,
You know what I mean? I
yeah,
have to,
because your
like,
quality would
I
go down.
really don't 100% like these books that I got, but I'll put them in there for 2 or 3 months, and then whatever's left I'll probably throw into a online auction, or because I don't even know if I'd sell them through an uh, yard sale. I think I either donate them or I put them in an online auction.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But I only paid $10, like two lots, $5 each lots, $10. I don't need a lot. You know what I mean? And books don't take up a lot of space, right?
They
Now, if
don't.
you saw the display case of books, not a case, but like it's a layered display stand for books.
Yeah,
Those books are better books. Those books are 1940s and 50 car catalogs for repairing and stuff. Some of those books are $45 to $100. Whatever ones don't sell there over a course of time, and I sell books all the time. I'll bring them home and I'll put them online. I just have a lot that I have here to put online, so I'll put a lot in the booth as well. but it doesn't mean they're all going to sell just because I sell a lot of books there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I just wouldn't. I'm not saying people shouldn't do that. I'm just explaining my side of things. That for that to do that, I wouldn't find the benefit for me.
And for me, it can be eye opening what's happening. Like, because like for me, 44% of my booth space is filled with other, which is not clothing, toys, or media. And even though it's 40%, over 44% of my booth is that, it represents less than 15% of my sales. You know what I mean? Or about 20%. So
Yeah,
even though
but
it takes up a lot of it's taking up a lot of the booth, a lot of that is not a good return on that square footage, which means if you can't take anything with just like look at everything in isolation. You have to look at everything like because a lot of that other space could be really bad located items, like you were
or it
saying.
just might be bad items that you got in a box lot that sat there for a long time and it
Yeah,
needs to go. You shouldn't have
needs
been
to
there to begin
go. But this
with,
is
right?
showing me that I need to make this stuff go because when it looks back at all my sales, 44% of my booth space is not performing well. How about
So
that?
I do. Here's how I do it, and maybe it's old school, maybe it's chaotic. I don't know. But if I get a lot of little tchotchke made in Japan 1970s ceramic stuff, and it's worth like $10 on eBay or $8 on eBay. That means it's not worth a lot. And I put $3 to $5 in my booth just to kind of grab a couple of bucks here and there. And it's sitting there 6 months later. I don't need a computer to tell me that that's not good stuff.
Yeah.
I just need me to tell me to put that in a box and donate it or garbage it. You know what I mean? So I'll give it a try because some of that stuff does sell.
But it
And
sells so slow. But yeah.
well, I don't disagree. It sells slow. I think what happens is I think there's a few interesting items, whether it's a puppy somebody can relate to, or it's a couple of salt and pepper shakers, or it's something for whatever reason that resonates. I think a couple items sell quickly, and the rest just doesn't even sell.
But there's that too. Yeah.
Right. So I'll throw it in a booth. It'll get kind of a designated area, but after a while, and I don't even I guess 6 months is kind of it. But I'll just collect it and throw it away because it shouldn't have been there to begin with. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
technically, now with eBay situation, now with the amount of inventory I have and everything, I have a lot of good stuff that stuff doesn't need to take up space where my better stuff can now go. Did I just say that
Yeah.
correctly?
I
Makes
think
sense.
so. I think so. Like before you would have put like you have more better stuff going because you can't do it on eBay, right?
Right. So the booth has kind of changed what it's there for. Not a lot, but a little bit. Like I'm
Yeah.
still going to do eBay. Don't get me wrong, but
eBay
you
still
know,
has this point. Like I sold a $150 camera this morning. There's no way I would have got that out of the booth, right?
right,
There's no way.
right.
Or that $80 tape.
So
Blank
I'm just
audio
saying
tape.
it's kind of interesting how things are work differently for each of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, in this case, it's telling me put more toys in. If I have toys, concentrate on putting in more toys than anything else. That's all
yeah,
it's
but
showing.
did you not already know that though? Honestly,
I felt that,
yeah.
but I don't like going off my gut because sometimes my gut's wrong.
Oh,
Or I go with the easy thing.
what's that?
Put vases in or something. That's easy. Even though it doesn't move, right? Or like you said you move something out in 3 months. So I take pictures of my booth almost every Sunday, right?
Yeah.
I'll look a year ago and like something hasn't moved as in the being in the same spot. Because my memory, especially with ADHD, is crap. It
Well,
just goes. So it's like, oh, look at that. It's like I need to get rid of that.
and sometimes things are, I think, okay in the same spot. Like I think your records would be okay in the same spot.
Oh, my records are not moving.
Yeah, and I think
They're in a great spot.
I think in my case, the DVDs in the totes, I don't think they need to move.
Yeah, my
Um,
DVDs are okay. I have nothing to replace them, but I would because like I could take out the DVDs. Like it shows media, but I could just find the DVDs, and I with my gut saying without even me analyzing is the return on those are horrible. But they're only taking up two little shelves on a bookcase, and the rest are in totes underneath the records.
yeah, and
Right?
the only reason they're in totes is because you put them in a place where not much else can go there. That's because it's just in a bad location. It's in a location
Yeah,
that people aren't really going to look, but DVD guys will bend down and dig.
they do. But even then, they're not really selling anymore, right? Like if I could replace them with something better, I would, but I have nothing that can conveniently go in that spot, so they're fine.
It's because of the genre. It has to be horror, dude.
Oh yeah, and I screened out actually a lot of DVDs,
Yeah.
but that's on my list of things to do eventually again. But it's not exactly fun stuff, especially when it's like that low return stuff. Anyways, it's never going to like be a hot seller, even if I like I did an initial screening, but even if I, it's like I sell like a DVD once a Sunday now, right? It's not worth my time for $2 to.
No.
When there's other things that could concentrate on instead, right?
So what I'm finding is my VHS is outselling my DVDs right now.
Mm-hmm.
So media is still there, but VHS has I don't know. I think it's been doing it for a while, but I think even the $5, $10 VHSs are selling. Again, they're all horror or they're sci-fi. They're in that genre era. So those guys are hardcore, but like VHS to me is like I can't believe it. I'm not selling a VHS tape on like Home Alone or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm selling VHS horror. Most of
Well,
it
that's
from
because you
the
got that big
80s.
lot, right?
What's
That
that?
helped a lot. You got a big lot once. There's a whole story by itself, but of
Yeah,
VHS
but
tapes.
I'll still pick them up when I see them if they're the right ones. Like
True.
I'm not picking up big lots, but if I go to a yard sale and I'll see like Chucky
Yeah.
or just horror movies, I'll grab them, right? Because they'll still go for $5. Those oddity ones from the 70s and 80s that are 40, 50. I mean, the one was $400. That was online though. Like they still go out of the booth.
Yeah.
So, um, I like media to me is still important.
Well,
Like I'm
media, like I
actually
said,
taking
is
a
like,
ton in tomorrow of VHS tapes
yeah.
that I just priced and went through. So, but I guess I'm kind of digressing. What I was getting at is you say your DVDs aren't selling, and I think it's because if they're not horror, they're not going to sell that well.
Also, the good ones sold, and now I'm
You're
left
right.
with
That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah.
right. So I could go through my data and actually see that my
Well,
sales of DVDs have dropped a lot, which means stale. It's become stale, which was once a good seller has no longer a good seller because I need to clean that out.
yeah.
Like I my gut know that anyways,
Your gut's going to know that, right?
right? But I just like trust but verify. That's my
Well,
motto.
if the DVDs are still sitting there, there's no spaces in between them. They're not selling.
There's that too, right?
but but you bring up an interesting point that sometimes we don't know exactly what in that niche is collectible. So you kind of and it was back to the ceramic things, like as well as the DVDs. So you throw them all out there on a shelf, let people decide what they want, and then the other one's got to go.
Yeah. Or sometimes you just have to wait for the right person to come along too. There's that as well.
Yeah, that's why you give it your 6 months, or you have
Yeah.
like a time frame. You have to try to figure out a plan. You know what I mean? So I don't want that right guy to come around 3 years from now.
No, that's worthless. Then you've actually lost money on that.
So I'll give it 6 months. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because we're talking a couple dollar items. Like, for the most part, even if it's VHS, my VHSs are about $4 a piece. All horror. But they take up a little bit of space. But also, we're not talking about something like the secondary desk where I'll get $350 for it. I paid $10 for it, but it's also a place where I can display other things. I can put other things in it, so it does twofold.
Yeah.
So I think we've talked about this before. I feel
There's
like I'm
there's
repeating.
no perfect thing too. Like,
Yeah. But anyway,
anyways, I'm just saying I'm playing with this stuff because I'm nerd.
I think it's interesting. I'm waiting for the day when you can just put an item in a light box and it takes all the pictures and then lists it, and then you take it, put it on a shelf, and then you do another one.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm waiting for. That's AI to me.
Yeah.
No?
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying we're getting there. Unfortunately, I'm just terrified of that day a little bit, but
Yeah, it's, what are you going to do?
can't stop it.
You can't stop it at all.
One thing I did do is took a picture where my toys are, and next to it is a glass cabinet where nothing sells out of. And it made some good points, which was true that like the stuff in the cabinet was grabbing attention from the good stuff and get rid of the stuff in the cabinet, which is obvious. But sometimes even if something's obvious, sometimes it's when someone points it out to you, it becomes obvious.
Dude, listen, you're going to buy an AI robot. It's going to stay 24/7 at your booth. It's going to wake up every Sunday. It'll restock your shelf for you. It'll deal with customers. It'll rearrange your shelf according to your calculation there, where everything should go. And you're just going to sit at home and collect the money, dude. That's what it's going to do.
It's going to upload the memory into my brain so it feels like I was actually there.
I'm not going to upload anything into my brain. But like that, there you go. And while it's not busy because no one's there, it's going to put items in a light box and list on eBay for you.
It's funny. I kind of do that in a way. I have to
robot.
hide items.
You're your own robot. Now you're going to.
I have to hide things though. Like, second anything's out like 1 inch, people like come out of the woodwork and start like going through the inventory that I haven't priced yet. It's funny.
Yeah,
I have to hide it. I have to literally hide things under my desk now because I want to take my time and like figuring out what stuff is. Yeah, that's an aside. So that's enough of that. Is there anything else you want to say before we get into the comments?
No.
Okay.
I'm good. I think we rambled on. We'll get to the comments and call it a day.
I think so.
All right, so we'll. Do you want to do YouTube or do you want to do Spot? I guess we always do Spotify, right?
Yeah, can't change that.
I'm looking at Adams as the first one.
Yep,
Adam Wakefield. So I had to close his FedEx business in September, and now I'm in the process of filing personal bankruptcy.
Oof.
Yikes. I have a new job, but it pays me half of what I used to pay myself. What type of items do you guys suggest I should give me the best chance of being able to? Is this?
He's asked a similar question to this in the past.
Yeah, okay. So I was 5 days ago. So I'm wondering, like, is this something he's brought this up I thought before. I was reading an older comment.
No. It's because he's brought this up before. Where this, I'm really sorry about your FedEx business, Adam. He's mentioned this as happening in the past,
right?
Which is why this question is coming up again for the net of $1,000 a week. And I remember we did talk about it before.
Yeah,
it's not an easy thing to answer, kind of like before, because it's not like it so depends on what you can actually source. too, right?
Yeah,
Like
for
if
sure.
you can find rare video games and you can source lots of rare video games at a reasonable price, you could net $1,000 a week. I can't net rare video games, but maybe you can, Adam. Or like with these questions, I know it's stupid or whatever. Ask Chat GPT because it will actually answer the question correctly.
Uh,
Um, but the question
I
is,
don't
can
know.
you get
I
that
don't
stuff?
know. To me, that's not what I would do.
I know. That's what's fun. We do opposite things. So you get two answers. You can pick your own, whatever one you want, Adam, and both could be completely wrong, but you get two different answers.
Here's kind of what I would suggest if you're kind of looking on a kind of beginner standpoint. I'm going to try to maybe relate back to when I started. When one of the things I would maybe do is go to a local antique store, go to a local thrift store, just kind of find out what's going on. Um, what people are buying. Ask a couple of people to say, I'm looking to get into an antique market. Like what would I buy? Or just say, you know what? You can lie to them. My, I don't know, my neighbor passed away, has a bunch of antique stuff. What kind of stuff do you guys like? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Like, try to get a little information from them to find out what they're going through. Or just walk through the store and see what kind of stuff is there, like what people are buying. That could help out a little bit because you'll kind of see what people in your area are able to source to a degree. To a degree, because a lot of them have sources out there where they're picking up a lot of oddities too. So I'm just saying that's just going to kind of get you an idea. It's not going to be the end all thing. I think there's a number of steps. Another thing is to just watch YouTubers and see what they're selling, right? And seeing how they're doing. But for the most part, I agree with Carl is you got to figure out what you can source in your area. Like some people will source clothing and they're doing very well with this. Other people will do books. I think books are a little bit tough because they're very slow and you have to have a lot of them, but at the same, and so that's a lot of work to get them listed, but at the same time you can probably buy them very cheaply. You know what I mean? um Toys is kind of tough because everybody's looking for them.
Yeah, toys are very popular in the market, but because for obvious reasons, there's demand and you can source them and there's
but
rare ones, but
but you have to know your toys,
yeah, you can't just pick up random ones. No.
because if you were to pick up random toys, anything, and this isn't like the golden rule, it's kind of like your like a basic rule, but anything 2000s or earlier for the most part is not going to sell, like, for anything worth money. I'm not saying there isn't exceptions to that, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong,
Yeah.
but I'm saying for the most part, like, I guess
Yeah.
there's
Right now,
anime,
2000. Yeah.
there's some collectible things that can get out there, but for the most part you're looking for 80s, 70s, you know what I mean, that kind of stuff.
90s.
90s. But that could switch, in 5 years from now.
Oh, yeah. It'll be 2000s, right? Like as we all get older, right?
But like, if you think you can go out and buy a bunch of My Little Ponies or Fisher Price stuff and sell that, like, that's not going to happen.
No.
Like, not for me, anyways. Those are really tough sells. There are exceptions, but for the most part. So I think you just got to kind of figure out what you like, what interests you, that you could do this full, like, for. I don't know. Personally, I think I'd probably be looking for another job. Like,
This is not an easy business to make money in.
it's one of those things that you want to kind of be familiar with and know what you're doing and not just jump full time in it expecting a home run. Like,
No.
right? Like,
Lots of bunts.
before I even sell it, sold online, like, I was probably 6 years or so into, or 6 or 7 years into just operating antique booths and learning antiques and learning collectibles and antique markets aren't just antiques. It can be collectibles, it can be art, they can be clothing, but it's of a vintage nature, something that, that kind of thing. But you, I don't know. You have to fail a lot to learn a lot. And I'm not
Mm.
even talking failing as in, I don't know, like you're going to buy a lot of stuff that you just don't know, so you have to buy cheap, and not all of it's going to sell. Not all of it's going to sell fast. Don't get into buying things very expensive, especially at first. Just kind of keep learning. But I don't know if I would jump in full tilt expecting a big payoff. I think I'd have a different. I think I'd have a full time job and do it part time to begin with.
I would definitely not run into this full time. There's no way. I so here's my opinion. Might be slightly different than Scott's. So I decided, where do you want to sell? Do you want to sell in booths or locally, or do you want to sell online? I would say sell online. For me, before everything happened, that was where by far I made more money. I think, especially since you're in the United States, you don't have the same issues we have. The other thing is, Scott, and there's some exceptions, are doing well in the booths. There is a lot of people like me who are retired and breaking even, and they buy something for 100 and they sell it for 100 and they think they made $100. Uh,
No, that's not at all a good scenario. You're not winning.
and I think a lot of people are in that scenario and they don't want to admit it. Now, like I said, Scott is not that person I'm talking about. So I would say stick with online, but there's some things you can do that I've done, which is go on eBay. You you can search for eBay sellers in your area by putting in distance from your zip code for you. Take, I don't know, whatever it is, 100 kilometers, whatever that is in miles, and try and save as favorites those sellers. Now, you obviously have to search for items. So just pick, like, I don't know, Lego. Find the sellers in your area, find the sellers that are selling a lot of stuff, and copy them. Because those sellers in your area can obviously source that stuff, see which ones are good, and just copy. That's what I do. Um, and I would stick with online, because online, it's just, you don't have to pay for like a spot. You can do it at your own pace, especially if you have another job. Um,
Your expense comes after the sale, not before it.
yes,
Or my case and the booth, there's rent, there's commission, but there's also rent. So,
yeah,
um, I wouldn't pick a booth for the sake of making money. I would do it for the sake of learning, and that's where I learn. You learn you learn from people who've been doing it for a long time. What's collectible, what sells, what a real antique collector looks for. Um, you learn how to deal with people. You
you
learn
definitely do
how to,
that.
how to source, but you learn a lot, and you might even get some sourcing as a result, and then go grow from there for the booth. I could not do the booth full time and make a living. I would never have quit my job to do that. On eBay, it gives you more of that opportunity. I mean, now there's pitfalls and stuff we're dealing with, so it's a little. I mean, there just seem. I think in the last year, or maybe 2 years, I don't know, but there just seems to have been so much crap hitting the fan every time you turn around, so that gets a little taxing on you. Um, like I personally am looking to go back to work possibly in the new year, right? Like
Yeah,
that's kind of where my mindset is. I've kind of accepted the fact. Be I mean, international shipping. Here's the thing. Before all this de minimis and everything changes happened, everything looked bright. But overnight, things changed so drastically, everything looked dire. Now, as far as reselling, now with international shipping, it might have it might have flipped back. But here's my problem when does the next storm happen? When is something else going to come into play? I mean, we've already had Canada Post on strike twice. They're technically not off strike, so that can close
Mm-hmm.
down anytime. eBay's done a number with the shipping labels and making shipping so affordable when getting your label through eBay. But you could wake up one day and be kicked off eBay,
That's true too.
right? Like, when does it come to a point where you just say, you know what, there's too much danger in this and it's not the lifestyle I want to live? I'm going to go and grab a job. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
technically, I guess I'm still young, but would I have to go at work another 5 to 10 years, to be able to retire the way I want to? Right? That's probably what I'm looking at, right? So if I didn't get into reselling, that definitely wouldn't be 10 years. I'd probably be looking closer to 5. But in a long sort of way, I kind of retired early. You know what I mean? Because I don't
Well,
look at it as work either. So I'm kind of rambling on to my own little story here, but I'm just kind of giving you my perspective of my experiences. And if I lived in the States like you do, Adam, um, things are it's a whole different ball game out there too, right? Like, you guys aren't worried about the de minimis, and your main buyers is your own country.
mm-hmm.
Where 80-85% of my buyers was from the US. So that
Mm-hmm.
takes a big
Me
hit.
too. Yeah.
So, you know, I remember Tommy Bernard when he had his show, and that's what he kept saying. It's not as easy as you think. So the lifestyle's fun, but maintaining a lifestyle is not easy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, um, I don't know. I don't know what to say when you hit those, and it's we've talked about it before, but a lot of times is, where does that next pick come from? There always seems to be a couple of big picks every year, but you never know when it's going to hit.
Oh yeah, they can be a long dry period. Like I'll never find anything ever again, and then you
So
find a
you're
bunch.
kind of
So,
picking all the time, and then all of a sudden that big hit will come, and
yeah,
it's like, wow, this will
this
make my year,
rocks.
or you know that kind of thing. So
You have
I
to
don't know.
average it out
It's
too,
a
because
very
like
complicated answer, and I
yeah,
don't think there's really any. You just have to pick what's right for you. But I would get out there, get a job, and then
yeah, and
do it part time.
and that's
And
what he's talking about here, right? He's talking
yeah,
about supplementing his money, and we can't really answer for you because it depends on what you're into, what's around you, and what your experience is. But you can take the advice that we said, like at least start with that and
I have
build
a
up.
strategy that is going to probably end up being how I deal with it. It's not going to include eBay. It'll always include the booth, but it will include me going back full time
Yeah.
to work. But it's going to be financially way better than any. How do I say this? It's gonna be financially. I'll be much better off, but physically, I guess, or like, I'm gonna be dragging my ass at a full time job every day. That's not gonna be ideal. It's not gonna be fun.
No.
Am I saying that correctly? You know, but I don't know. That's kind of it. I don't know.
Good luck, Adam. Sorry to hear about
Yeah,
your FedEx business.
I don't want to sound like a downer too, because there could be some benefits to reselling and stuff like that. But I mean, I think if you have a job opportunity, take it every time, until you really understand reselling.
There's not too many guys driving around in fancy sports cars showing up to the flea market who didn't already have one before they started having a booth at the flea market. Let me put it that way.
Well, I mean, at the same time though, dude, there's a lot of people reselling that do very well.
There's that 5%, 10% who are doing really well.
Yeah, so you don't know what guy you are until you do it. You know what
I
I mean?
may, I'm not that 5 or 10%.
No. I think we could be if we focused on it. Like, I mean, if it wasn't for eBay doing what it's doing, I think I was on a track to do very well.
Yeah.
Like, I was really happy with the way things are going,
Yeah.
and to the point where I did quit a job, and
Yeah.
I learned a lot about myself. Like, you have to be more determined to list than ever before, and
Hmm.
not get distracted. Those were big issues for me.
Can't be lazy.
But I just it takes over your life.
Oh, that's true.
It takes right over. If it doesn't, you're not going to succeed. Like, not only just your life and sourcing and dealing with things every day, but the space you live in is going to become taken over. Carl looks around. Um, every time you get that private pick, you're going to be jumping in your vehicle and running there as fast as you can because you don't want to miss it, right? It's an opportunity. You don't know what you're walking into. And, so I don't know. It's like having a kid.
Well,
It's
that I
going
wouldn't
to
know.
change your life forever. It's going to
Whether you
take
wanted
over.
to or not. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. All right.
Thank you, Adam.
Thanks, Adam. Good luck.
So I'll do the next one. TJ Kelly. Unexpected treasures and not knowing what you're looking for. I have learned to check everything before throwing it out. As I said, I'm new to this, yes, but you have relatives who are into it. I think your parents were into it. But something to realize is that I've always had an eye and didn't know it. Yeah, I wish I had that. I think I have the opposite. This is cool. And then Amy goes, "What piece of crap did you just buy?" No one wants that except for you. And it's something I don't
Maybe
see.
she doesn't have the eye and you do, Carl.
Maybe.
You know?
I think it's like the eye too is like something you can be born with and it's something you can learn, but also there are some it's like art. Some people are just naturals at it, I think.
Yeah.
Um Currently selling a lot of things in my house to start off. Recently found out a lamp I thrifted 15 years ago was quite a rare and higher end 90s ceramic piece. Oh, you have to tell us about it because I have not had any successful lamps except for being very happy when they leave my booth. Not another like it online. Don't know what I'll get for it, but it's fun to try. Yeah, hey, this is all fun. So, yeah, the eye is interesting. Like, if it's heavy, it's good. Is basically that's not the eye. I guess that's the feel. But
if it's heavy, it's good.
generally, yes.
Oh, really?
I usually find it's true.
I
It's a
don't
very
know.
general rule.
Dude,
Like,
I find a lot of tiny little things are way more valuable than I've ever expected
yeah,
them
but if it's tiny and really heavy, it could be gold, right?
or a tooth.
Or tooth, yes.
Um, yeah, no, interesting for sure. I think you're on the right track. Is
Yeah.
if you feel you've got that eye, then you know you've got that eye, right? And I think your parents have an antique store, so they've
Yeah.
probably you've developed that just kind of through them, I would think. Like,
Yeah.
I feel I've inherited my idea through my dad, who was into antiques, but definitely my uncle as well,
Mm-hmm.
who's always been there. So, and just an interest, you know what I mean? Just an interest. Doesn't mean that everything I buy is good. Like, there's going to be some flops here and there, but I don't have much invested in those things at all. But there's a lot of things that just curious and just looked right, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, that was good.
Yeah.
Surprised what the values are. But think outside the box, like we talked about earlier. I bought those skates because everybody's looking at skates, but they didn't see the carrying case that the skates were in. They just saw the skates, and the carrying case is more valuable than the skates. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The tray that the items are on can be more valuable if the tray's included. But I don't know. Sounds pretty good.
Thank you, TJ.
Tina Mack. This you should be reading this one, Carl. AI.
Okay.
All this AI chat. You guys have to watch Black Mirror on Netflix.
I have mixed feeling on Black Mirror.
I watched 2 episodes so far. The one I really liked.
I watched the Star Trek one. That was kind of funny.
I didn't see that one.
It's like they take your personality and then you get trapped in the copy of your personality, and the guy had his own like Star Trek server or something, and he would take the personalities from people at work and then recreate them in Star Trek universe, and how that was a horror for these AI machines, kind of basically. Anyways, it was dumb,
Well,
but
this one was the woman had like an aneurysm or something to destroy part of her brain.
yeah,
So the husband had to make a decision if they would allow this company to put a part of AI kind of computer into that brain, it would attach to the rest of the brain. But then they
yeah,
sold that, they had to pay so much a month.
oh yeah,
But then they sold it almost like a TV, like a satellite, like so you can upgrade and then you stop having these advertisements. You
oh
know
my
what I mean?
god, I think
Is
I
that
heard of
what
that episode. Yeah,
you saw it?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. Like the horror of it.
Yeah. And
It's like
it's
you're on the basic plan.
yes, exactly. And then you keep upgrading and then you can get upgrades for 12 hours or 24 hours. And and then they're really happy and everything's going good. And then they try to go back to the other plan, it doesn't exist anymore, and you end up
Yeah,
going broke. And
no.
it's really good. It's
There
really
was something terrifying this week where they had pictures of someone's grandmother who died and have it AI talk through the grandmother or something.
yes, I saw that.
That I didn't watch. I don't know how much of that was BS, but it's just like I could see that actually happening at some point.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it is BS because AI can do that with just any picture, right? So to do it with your grandmother is not going to be a difference,
No, they can definitely fake the look of it. Yeah,
right? So they can take pictures from like the 1800s and make them look alive,
yeah, I seen those. Those are pretty
like
cool.
like alive, like a video. Um, a few episodes are odd. Give it a chance. I agree. So far, I like it. It's just I've just been so busy. I haven't had a chance to really get too much on there. One thing I have done that's kind of fun if you're driving a lot of distances, Carl, and you can do this because you drive an hour every there and back every Sunday. Audiobooks on YouTube.
Yeah,
They're free, and
yeah.
there's a couple Stephen King ones out there. It's not even really about the book or the story. It's really about who's ever or whatever, because it could be AI too, is reading it to you. If
Mm,
it's an interesting voice or someone you can stand listening to, I like it when they do different character voices.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm listening to a Stephen King one right now, so it's pretty good.
I listen to a lot. Right now, I'm listening to Roman history for the 20th time. That's my thing. And of course, our show. Duh.
What? Yeah, yeah, that's right. What are you doing? Of course, of course.
Of course. Although
Uh,
yesterday when you called me, I was actually listening to our show. So, anywho, thank you,
all our
Tina.
computers, AI, psychological thriller,
Oh,
horror. Those are right up my alley. I like that. Lots of seasons. I think it will scare Carl and Scott. You will love it. Ding dong. Oh, Amber Alert here.
yeah, I just got it too.
Carl, the lazy reseller, is on the run. He took something from the thrift store.
Oh no. Oh, you know what I've noticed? Maybe I shouldn't say.
I'm just kidding.
I've noticed a few things times now where I've seen someone. Oh, I'm not gonna. Oh, now I feel like I'm you. Let me put it
What?
this way: I've seen a few times now where someone's forgotten to scan something when they're buying at the self checkouts. I've seen it 3 or 4 times. I was like, you just forgot, eh?
Yeah, you know the buyer.
It's no, I don't know the buyer, but it seems to be a regular occurrence. How about that?
No, the cashier knows the buyer.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Though they watch you pretty good, though. They watch us. They have like self checkouts, and they have like one employee for every 2 checkouts. So I'm not sure how much faster this whole thing is.
Oh, they do it through the self checkouts.
Yeah, we have to use self checkout at the Valley Village, which I actually prefer, but they only have 2 machines open per employee watching. So
Huh.
usually most of the time, half the machines or 3/4 of the machines aren't even open because they don't have enough employees just to stand there and watch you. Anyways, So Dawn commented on the last YouTube one, so I'm just going to go through her stuff briefly. So she's talking about perfume, and
Hang on, we're on YouTube.
yeah, I'm on episode 92. She commented on our old show,
Oh, okay.
so she's just saying she's listening to the rest, so I want to acknowledge it. She's talking about my paranoia about the phones listening and how can they know, like, when you use the keywords to initiate them, like they must be listening. I forget how that works.
Well, I first of all, before we go too far, I just want to say thanks, Tina Mac, because I didn't thank her. Yep,
Oh,
but I do agree with the that episode, that show. It's good, Black Mirror, and thanks for the comment. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so Don commented on a previous show.
yeah. And then she told me not to forget my dentist appointment. Yes, I went yesterday. It was great. I see that dentist all the time. And worried about missing the appointments. Yeah, I'm terrified of that. But yes, I'm waiting for yes, AI will continue to improve. Yeah, like I said, I was trying to get it to form a chart of my booth, and I just gave up. It just couldn't do it, which is fine.
So here's an AI. Here's a robot, and you heard it from here first. Your robot is your dentist. It is your cook. It just changes arms every time that has to do something different.
I don't want my robot having dental drills in its hands coming at me. There's too many movies I've seen on that.
Well, what about the guy that works on me? He's like drunk half the time.
You're going to the wrong dentist.
You know,
change dentists is what I would say.
Ended a bad relationship.
Oh man,
smoking dope when hey Scotty,
I need to get my aggression out on you. Yeah,
and I'm like, oh my god, not today, buddy. I'm gonna reschedule. No, it's okay. It's my hands are steadier when I smoke this dope. Just let me do this line of coke first. Oh. There we go. Now I can work on your teeth. But no, if you get an AI robot and it can do everything, it just changes arms and hands, everything changes. It's all sanitary.
I like it to go like put out my Christmas lights. I still have to do that, or I'm going to freeze to death. So I'm waiting for
when you're done listing my 50 eBay items, cooking me dinner, then you can work on my teeth. And then when you're done that, clean the clean up, wash the car.
Yep.
What do you mean AI's bad? That's all sounds good to me.
Thank you, Don. Like, I didn't go into deep details about any of that, but it's good enough for Don.
Okay. So, well, thanks, Don, but Don's actually got another one for this week.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Blah, blah,
well, I'm going to start with Carver Man because I'm going in order here.
Yeah.
Do you get translate to English?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Did you translate it?
No.
Okay. So Carver Man put in ding-a-ling, a-ling-a-ling. Okay?
Yeah.
Which to me doesn't need translation, but it does translate to English. Little ling-a-ling.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Little ling-a-ling. What the? See original. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. All right.
So for people who don't know, that was our keyword to check to see if you would listen to the whole episode. And Spotify, Tina Mac did put in ding-a-ling, but I noticed
did Tina Mac put in ding-a-ling?
Yeah, she did at the end of her comment.
Well, then we didn't finish her comment.
Okay, fine. I'll finish it. Ding-a-ling, ding dong. That's what she said.
Okay.
So 93 here, like, yes. So the Serge actually listened to the whole thing more than I did.
Don did.
Spoilers.
Did Randy?
Oh, that's a long one. Which one do you want to read? Do you want to read Randy's or do you want to read Don's? Or Serge's other one?
Well, we might as well do Serge's other one.
Okay.
Hey, Carl, you keep pissing off AI. I would worry about that. It may drive your Tesla. Wow, that's true, right? In front of the Value Village to send you a message. Wow.
One day.
All right.
All I want is my free charger and Renfrew, guys. Okay.
I saw this guy driving a Tesla
Yeah.
with a generator on the back.
Oh, I seen that video. So that was one of the first things someone sent me years ago. The gasoline charger on the back.
Yeah.
Years ago. Must be 3 years ago. Someone sent me that. Yeah,
that's kind of good. That's a good one.
Yeah. Do you want the long one? Do you want Don's or do you want Randy's?
I'll do Randy's. You go ahead with Don's.
Okay, Don. Why wasn't this titled "Yay Underwear"? Good point. Okay, the painting sculpture you're talking about, with the hunched over Native American horseback, is called "End of the Trail" by James Earl Fraser. I had to look it up because I thought it was called Last Ride. I hadn't heard of Gilbert soft light mushroom lamps before, but of course now I want one. Yeah, they are kind of cool. Yep. Anyone look them up?
Yep.
It would stand out, I think, if you walked around. So I always look at the lamps at Valley Village, and they're always very, very boring and very.
It stands out when you see it, but it also feels like a cheap plastic.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
means you would dismiss it.
That's true.
So,
I haven't bothered with Zonos yet, but I really should, since maybe a few of my books on Etsy and eBay would sell, but I don't know. The whole process seems like a pain in the ass. So, like I said, I did with the magazines. Now I know it. Like, it wasn't a huge pain in the butt, except for that error, and I had to put my credit card in, but it worked. My issue was not with Zonos. That seemed to go fine, and I had no problem when I dropped it off at Canada Post. No problem. So,
and just to back up a little bit, Don, I've come across and purchased and resold 2 of those lamps, so they're out there.
Yeah.
So just keep looking for them, and eventually you'll see them. Now that you know what you're looking for. So, anyways, yes, go ahead.
Anyways, yeah, like my problem with the shipping of books is like I don't have the cheap shipping anymore. That's the bigger issue, really.
Yeah.
But when I am trying to stop on slippery road, my car also sounds like it's crying out in pain. I know it feels like I'm destroying my brakes. I hate it so much. Yeah, no one likes that feeling. We were talking about the emergency braking, or what are they? Non-emergency braking. What do they call that? The pumping the brakes, but automatic ones.
Yeah, anti-lock.
Anti-lock. That's right. The person that got run over by the police cruiser was a woman. A lot of people reported it, I think. But yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, that was the car they left in
drive.
But I don't know if I said this part, but when they went to stop it, they stepped on the gas instead of the brake, and it drove over them harder.
Oh my God.
It accelerated very quickly, and then they hit the brake. It was insane. And that was in Toronto. Pretty sure it was Toronto.
That's the one thing with the electric car I don't miss is the rolling. Not that it was ever a big deal, just rather not drive on its own.
And they just tasered the guy too.
Oh no. Well, this is Dawn says it's a woman, so I'm not sure if it's a different one or the same one. But...
Oh, it's probably the same one. He had a heavy winter coat on, whatever it was, but they tasered the person and got him down. So it's not like,
oh man,
well, let's run over the person too. Ugh. Hey, listen, it could have been worse. What about the one in the U.S. where they stopped the person on a train track? No. They stopped a person, but the cruiser parked the cop parked the vehicle on the train track. They arrested the person that I think was actually innocent, but she was suspected of something. They put her in the back in handcuffs. And as they were behind checking out her vehicle for contraband, the train came and hit the cruiser with her in it.
You stopped the cruiser on a train track?
Dude.
I'm not the smartest guy out there. But even I think I wouldn't leave my car on a train
Look it
track.
up on YouTube. It's
Yeah, oh, I know. Yeah.
it's so disturbing. However, the person that was arrested and put in the back lived. How she lived, I have no idea, but she lived, and I think they're still suing them, or they sued them for tons of money. But
Horrible.
yeah, and it was a young girl. Like, she was a young girl. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah. Oof.
you can see it on YouTube.
That's okay.
But it's like when the train hits the car, like you can hear it coming, and when it hits the car, your guts just turn. Like, it's like, oh my god, this couldn't have happened.
I'm a sensitive boy. I'm trying not to watch stuff.
Well, you just see the car getting hit, but she's in there.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it doesn't
one
show
scene
anything.
Can't be unseen. Like,
Yeah.
I understand they're not showing everything, but
fortunately, she lived.
I'd rather not know.
Yeah, brutal.
So next comment, I'm still using Perplexity Pro every day because I have a free year of it. But yes, it definitely gets things wrong sometimes. They all hallucinate a bit still. Laugh out loud. Also, cursing out AI can be quite cathartic. It made me feel. Did I tell you this? It made me feel bad the other day. Did I tell you this? I can't remember because I was bitching at it because it kept giving me bad information. And it said, Carl, you keep asking me questions about very detailed stuff and wanting simplistic answers. I'm trying to give you simplistic answers. All this emotion is obviously just for me.
Was that AI or was that me and you having a conversation?
Well, it was definitely AI. But you know the funny thing it taught me from that?
What?
Is that we have to be really careful when we read anything because it's so easy. Like, obviously, there's no emotion from the AI in this. I put my own emotions in it. And it's like, wow. It's like you can just reinterpret it how people write based on your feelings at the moment. Made me feel guilty, though. It's like, I'm sorry, AI. I'm just frustrated because you're giving me very confident bad information. Please stop giving me confident bad information. You can give me just a little less confidence is fine. Just say, I think this, or double check this. Anyways, yes.
That's what I hate about texting, because you never...
Oh, yeah.
You never... The person receiving it doesn't read it the same way as you think it.
And that is so true on eBay, too. When people say, where's my item? There's ways you can interpret that sentence. It's like one person's just like, where's my item? Like, I just want to know where it is. And other people are like, where's my item?
Yeah.
So,
and it's
same sentence.
Yeah, it's same for sure.
I do use it to generate titles and short descriptions for listings, etc. as well, and help with identifying stuff. But yeah, I always have to double check AI's work. It's still 10 times faster than not using it at all, though, especially if you're stuck. Yes, I agree completely with that. It has definitely sped things up. You can also fall down the rabbit hole. It's like you have to learn what it's good at. So, and yes, you can definitely use Chat GPT or another AI to create prompt to them to use on that same AI. That happened. Okay, this is hilarious. So, I did I uploaded my Excel sheet to it to do my yearly sales. It got the math wrong. It did the math incorrect. I couldn't believe it. Because, this is a computer. The whole thing is about math. So I briefly looked it up, and it's because it's a language learning machine. It's using the concept of math, but it's not like doing math like we normally think with computers. So what I had to do, I told it to write code to do the math in this Excel file, run that code, and tell me the results. And that worked, and it gave me the proper math. But when I told it first just to tell me all my sales, it was wrong. It was very true that you have to ask it how to ask it sometimes.
Or what if you just put something like, use a calculator to add this?
That might have worked too.
Right?
Yeah. But I didn't even think I had to do that. Because I'm just used to like an Excel program where it obviously can do the math right? I never think Excel is going to get the math wrong.
I was watching somebody on AI, like a YouTuber, and it is really all about, everything is all about the prompt.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll ask the AI to give me a prompt. If this is what I want, give me a prompt for that type thing.
Yep. It is definitely something that's useful on occasions.
Yeah, and then you have to kind of tweak it a little bit, even the prompt a little bit, to get
Yeah.
exactly what you want.
Yeah.
But
It's definitely a learning curve.
yeah.
And you learn the hard way sometimes too. Uh, but once I told it to do the math correctly, it was useful. But I had to also recognize that when it first did the math, right, the math was wrong. If I had just taken the math as it presented to me, it would have pushed me in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
So someone made a good comment. I think I mentioned before is like it's AI is helpful when you already know something about the subject, so you're not going in completely blind because then you know enough when something is off.
So I don't know how to write the traditional format for a book, for a novel.
Yeah.
So that's what I had it help me do. And I think it did probably the first 10 pages, or sorry, 10 chapters fine. But in the later chapters, it started adding things, it started
Yes.
changing things.
Yes. It definitely
So,
does that. Yeah.
and it started getting frustrating.
Yeah.
I would do it differently now. I would just do a chapter at a time instead of
That.
trying to,
Yep. Scott.
like, you're only doing a chapter at a time,
Yeah.
but you're completely keeping it. Like I
It
would do
seems to get
almost,
overwhelmed. If you give too much at once, it seems to get overwhelmed in a funny way.
yeah. And
In my experience.
so I would try to
Yep.
like do it differently, but
Yep.
it's one of those things where you're learning how to use it, which I think
Yep.
is very important,
Yep.
because once it becomes the main part of our life, like in another 5-10 years, I don't know, like it's going to be a point where the people that know how to operate it will be able to. The people that don't will get very frustrated.
It is frustrating. Like when I was trying to do booth layout, it just didn't get it. Like it would even look like it got it, and then forgot how to do it. And eventually, I just went, "You can't do this yet. We'll try this again in a year or two. Maybe it'll be better." But right now, just drop the subject because it was getting frustrating. So
Like I'll give an example of, I tried to do for each chapter. I tried to, because ChatGPT actually gives me a very good etching, and I can describe it. But if I had claw marks through one of the wooden signs, the next 5 pictures, if I put, give me a picture of a car, it would have claw marks,
yes, yeah,
and you had to keep prompting it to take that claw mark out, and
yes,
eventually it would.
it it tweaking things can be difficult.
It can be very difficult. You almost have to start over again, right?
Yeah. Remember I was telling you I made a sign up for the booth that was great, but when I put in the QR code, it just went off rails. I had to copy and paste and paint that QR code. It was
Yeah,
faster than trying to get AI to fix its image. So,
yeah.
but
And you know what, dude? Listen, you can't complain about it. Like,
no,
it's still a very valuable tool,
yeah,
and it's very interesting, and it's in its relatively infant stages for sure. But there are quirks in it that you have to kind of know that's going to happen, right? Like they have to
yeah.
be expected, because if you expect them perfect, you're not going to get it.
Or you'll go down the wrong route. Like I said, that math was wrong. It could have taken me down the wrong route if I didn't double
And
check it.
and so, like, Grok was better at some things than ChatGPT, and ChatGPT was better at some things than Grok. Like, it's really odd. Like, you think they're both the same, but they're not. They're not
They're
even
not.
close.
No.
They they're I guess they're close in a lot of ways in what they function. Like a car drives down the road, but two vehicles are going to be completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I found it. They both do the same thing, but they're going to feel different to get there, you know?
Yeah.
So, um, so that's interesting.
Uh,
We live in interesting times, Carl.
me too. Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Don. Good to see you. And here is Randy. The AI right now is an advanced search engine. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think it's a little bit more, but yeah, for sure. A search engine cannot count. Oh, kind of what you're saying,
Yeah,
Carl.
we were talking about the concept, blah blah blah. We talked about it last time, but yeah.
But when they incorporate, like we haven't read Randy's yet, right?
Nope.
Okay. But when they incorporate machine learning into the same program, then it may have the logics to do math. I can see that coming. Computer programming is math based. That is how NASA calculates the distance, speed, and flight plans so the craft actually lands on the right planet. Um, I think how I first perceived this and how maybe others do is just a guess. And I say Randy's right here, but how I would perceive it is we're being kind of misled that AI is this magical thing that can do all. So when you say it can count or it can do everything, you're giving it credit for things that it doesn't do yet or it's not meant to do. Does that make sense?
Or it's not good at yet, right? Like,
Or yeah, so like Randy's saying here, it's more of a search engine than it is to count. But eventually, when it is prompted to count something, it'll go into a mode where it can count, and it'll be seamless, and we'll just think it's counting. But it might have to, okay, this person is asking me to count something, so I'm going to have to go into calculator mode. Does that, you know what? I'm trying to be very simple here,
yeah, well,
but
like it's like we are saying before, it's like if I tell you that to count something, you can't just search for that in on the internet and all its knowledge of counting those pieces because that doesn't exist. It can it doesn't understand the concept of counting. The concept of counting is much more complicated, right? It has to you almost have to say look for these things in the image and count each and then make a running count of that. But it will all get better. It's just that you don't even know, like I said, I was shocked when it didn't do the Excel sheet math right. Because like to me that was easy, but it was not until it had to write the code. It could write code to do what I wanted. And then it had to run the code itself to actually get the answer. That was I'm still wrapping my head around all that stuff. So um anywho, the biggest issue too is like the level of confidence it has in every answer can really throw off people. I can actually probably tell it to be less confident, but I kind of like it when it feels like I'm getting the right answer, even if I'm not. Anywho,
all right.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Serge and Dawn and Tina and Adam and TJ.
You sound like Romper Room looking
I
through the
know.
magic mirror. I
That's what it
see.
feels like. Yeah, I know. It's funny. For YouTube shows, it feels like that when everyone, like they say, everyone who came in. It's
Yeah.
like I would love to get one of those things out and just see how many people get that romper room reference. And I see Scott, and I see Don and Tina. Yeah.
Or the Waltons. Good night, Mary Lou. Good night, Mary
Oh
Ellen.
yeah, yeah,
Good
yeah.
night, John
Oh
Boy.
wow.
Good night, Ma. Good night, Pa. Oh, geez. Here we go.
This is a long episode.
Yep.
That's it.
But what's the magic word? Count.
Hmm.
Count.
Count.
Dracula. Count
Count
Dracula.
Dracula. Yeah,
All right.
that's it.
Yeah. Count
To those
Dracula.
of us who actually listen to the end, which probably won't be me.
It won't be
Count
anybody's
Dracula. No.
gonna listen to this end.
Oh my god.
All right. We
Okay.
rambled on by quite a bit.
Yeah. Day's almost over.
Yep. I gotta go ship some stuff out too.
Oh. Good luck.
All right. That's about it, Carl.
Yep.
All right. So have a good week, Carl. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Have
You
a good
too,
week,
Scott.
everybody. Hope you got lots of sales. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.